And we on. What's good, fam? Salute, fam. Let me jump over to the YouTube, man. What's good, King of King?
Hey, how you doing, Marlo? Ready to do some boxing this weekend? You know how we
Man,
do it. Been looking forward to it all week.
real talk, man. We got a pretty decent card coming, a pay-per-view card. Plus, we got the ESPN card. So let's jump into that one first, man. What you think about the Lomachenko versus Nakatani fight?
Oh man, Lomo, Lomo taking his fight on some clout, that's thinking that he's pulling that yo, I can beat this dude better. But Nakatomi ain't no joke, man. I think if Nakatomi come in there with the right mindset, where's the fight at? Is it in the States?
You know what? I don't know. I can look it up though.
Yeah, check that out. Because it just depending on where the venue is at, I think this is a dangerous fight. You know what I'm saying? First of all, like I said, I'm not one of these dudes that's all emotional about Lomachenko. He is what he is. He's a high level fighter. He's not the best of all time. He's not the best pound per pound. Whatever. But this is a good matchup. If he gets it, pulls it out, whatever he gets next is going to be even bigger. You know what I'm saying? This is not an easy fight. Last few weeks where we've been looking at stuff and it looks like mismatches. This is not an easy fight at all for him. Oh, you dipped that. Okay, I'm about to stay on. But yeah, so yeah, I'm
Hey,
looking forward to the
shout
matchup.
out to Zay. Salute, Zay. Excuse me. Salute, Zay. What's good with it, bro? Real legends in the building. Say what up, Ken, folks. Salute, bro. Moody Trayweather. Salute. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. I'm about to see
Yeah,
exactly. I believe it's
check
in the
this
States.
out.
I think it's in Vegas. I just don't want to, state nothing that ain't true.
Yeah, if it's I'm thinking, yeah. If it's in the States, like I said, Vegas, I don't see a robbery happen. I see him doing enough to mix it up. I don't know. It just depends on how Lomachenko comes into the ring. It doesn't matter if he wins or loses, though. He's gonna have some kind of disclaimer. But anyway, he took this on some pride shit, and I don't know, but it's not gonna be as easy as he thinks. Did you find it?
Yep.
Where's
It's in
it?
Las Vegas. Yeah, just like I thought. It's in Las
Oh,
Vegas.
okay. So what you thinking about it, man? How you think it's gonna look?
Man, Nakatani is a tough cookie. I think we do not own the rights to that ringtone. Nah, I'm just messing around.
Sorry about that. Damn.
It's all good.
Oh,
Joe
sorry.
Jay Brown in the building. Salute, bro. No, I think Nakatani is gonna be a tough outing for Lomachenko, man. I don't think his dimensions, everything. He's long. He a good squabbler, scrapper also. He can work off the jab. I think Lomachenko gonna have a tough time with Nakatani, and I wouldn't be surprised if it be an upset. This fight got a low key upset written on it, man. Especially just going off the work that he did with Lopez. You know what I'm saying? And
Hey,
Lopez was. Go ahead. What you say?
put, put my pick in, man. I want to take Nakatani, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. I'm taking him.
Oh,
I'm
it's
gonna take
official.
him.
It's official, huh?
Yeah, it's official. I'm gonna go ahead and take Nakatani in this fight. Close win, maybe 7-5 decision Nakatani. And it'll be a split one though, because one of them judges is gonna go, it's gonna go wherever. But 7-5 Nakatani, two split decision.
That's a good pick. I think Nakatani got the potential to stop Lomachenko, especially if he overwhelmed catching good. But on the champ Ross, I picked Nakatani by stoppage. This is a good opportunity for me to get 10 points off of it. But if we go to distance, I probably have to go Lomachenko. I think he's just a little bit more smarter. Um, but I think overall it's going to be a good fight, though. You know what I'm saying? Tough fight for Lomachenko.
It's a good matchup. You know why we be in the midst with a bunch of these divas not taking good competitive fights. This is actually a good competitive fight. I think it's a better fight than Cambosis and Teofimo. So we're gonna see, man. It's gonna be scrappy.
Yeah, man. Nakatani got all the right tools, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the tools he got them beat a fighter like Lomachenko before. Hey, McKinney in the building. He said, "What up, gang? What's good, fam?" Moody Trayweather said he think it's gonna be a good fight card this weekend. You talking about overall? Overall, some pretty good fights, especially the pay per view. It's an all right card. But yeah, that's what I think though. But shit, let's jump in the other one, man. What about Erickson Lubin versus Jason Rosario? What you think
Oh
about that fight?
man, I'm trying to tell you, man. That okay. This low key best division in boxing. Let's keep it all the way 100. 154 is that division. Got it's top. Lots of heavy fighters. Lubin, a lot of people have wrote him off since he got knocked out and everything. Everybody believes but the dude has been putting in the work, battling back. You know, but then I think he has that last loss. Is that the last fight he had when Charlo knocked him out?
Nah, hell no. He done had like two or three
Okay.
fights since then. He good.
I won't keep it like this. This is the funny part. This can go. This is like legitimately to me a 50-50 fight. This fight can go either way. If that chin is not up to par,
You talking about Lubin, right?
yeah.
Yeah, he done had at least 2 or 3 fights since.
Oh no, I was talking about Banana. I'm talking about Banana.
Oh no, Banana. I think this is his first fight.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that kind of concerns me because I don't know. But Banana got power, man. I'm just trying to tell you. If Lubin ain't got if his chin is really buttery soft like that, he can get put out. But then vice versa, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it just depends, man, what style these guys come in. If Lubin is disciplined and is patient, I think he can put him away. But man, it's a legit 50-50 match, man. I'll flip a coin on this mug.
Yeah, I got a clear sight on who win, but I think it's a good fight for Lubin though. What you think, King Louis? What you think about the Lomachenko Nakatani and the Lubin versus Rosario? Catch you up.
Okay. Salute to y'all boys, man. Um, but I think I favorite Lubin. Um, cause like you mentioned, he's a couple fights removed from his knockdown, and also the common opponent that I've noted they got is that Gallimore dude. Gallimore gave Banana his first loss. You know what I'm saying? So other than just the body, he do got a weak chin. I ain't gonna say weak because Gallimore got stupid power. But when it comes to Lubin outboxed Gallimore. Gallimore wasn't able to hit him. So I think if Lubin stay disciplined and work out the jab and just don't make them mental mistakes, which I haven't seen in the last 2, 3 fights, I think he whoop him easily.
Yeah. What about Nakatani and Lomachenko? What about that one?
I got Lomachenko. I seen that little they final pressure and stuff, whatever that was today. You telling him to get down. Old boy started smiling. I feel like he shouldn't smile at all. He should have just been focused the whole damn time. So I feel like I don't know the veteranship of Lomachenko. He gonna show the skills because Nakatani, even though he knocked out that last fighter, what was the dude he knocked out? The dude that ended up killing his wife and stuff like that, or killing the baby mama. Forgot his name.
Yeah, I forgot his name too.
But he's coming off that, but having a competitive fight with Theo, I just feel like that was just a bad stylistically match for Theo, because he even came out and said after the fight he had a problem with taller fighters. I don't see Loma having those type of problems with him. I think Luke Campbell might have been a better fighter than Nakatani, in
Yeah,
my opinion. So I say Loma easily.
yeah. I think Nakatani a tough cookie, man. He he gave Lopez work. Everybody he fought, you know what I'm saying? He done gave some work too. So this is good take though. We're gonna see though Saturday, huh? But
Who? Oh, hold on. Good. Rosario and Banana fight Saturday.
yeah, and Lomachenko and Nakatani. La
That's
La
what's
D in the
up.
building, salute sis.
Salute
Yeah,
Queen.
that they on the menu for this weekend, man. But shit, my take on Lubin versus Rosario. Uh, shit, I think Lubin is gonna be a little bit overwhelming for Rosario. Rosario, he couldn't handle what was in front of him with Mayo, man. I think it was the body shot that had him look like he was having a seizure in the ring. Excuse me. If his body that brittle, I think he's gonna have a rude awakening for Lubin because it seemed like everything Lubin throw is hard. You know what I'm saying? And bad intentions. And Rosario, he just ain't that skilled, bro. I mean, he a pretty good, respectable puncher. But that's about it. You know what I'm saying? Far as breaking his opponents down, I don't see him doing that. I see him getting broke down and maybe even stop. You know what I'm saying? I got to pick Lubin over Rosario. I just don't see Rosario just moving forward from this point on. J Rock, he did J Rock in, but I don't think he's gonna do Lubin in. But we definitely gonna see it.
Hey, slow to you, Moody on Trey Wilder. He said it was Felix on Vidal. That was the fighter name.
Yeah, I had it in my hand too. Yeah, Felix Vidal. Good looking out. Let me jump in and keep up in the chat real quick. Tweezy Lamar, salute fam. He said they don't call him Hammer for nothing, bro. Hell nah. Lala D said, did you see Lubin drop Berlanga in sparring? Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that. Walked him down and gave him like a 3-piece. Made him bend. Drop his sword. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, but yeah, man. Matter of fact, before we get into the main event and all that, well, man, what y'all think about Bomac little video he put out, man?
Get him.
You want me to go? You want me? I'm finna let you go, bro. Okay.
Get him, man.
Go ahead.
This man full of shit. Like this, you could tell he's salty. Like they asked him about what do you think about the Pacquiao and the Earl Spence, and he said, I don't give a fuck about that fight, man. Don't talk to me about that shit. And the reporter kept asking him in slick ways. He said, who you want to fight next? He said, who you want Bud to fight next? I want him to fight you next, man. And the bullshit he said about Green Machine probably knocks out. He said probably knocks out Virgil Ortiz. Like, come on, man. Like, I think these niggas living in La La Land, or these niggas just, I don't know. I know he don't believe that bullshit. You can tell he was finna smirking a couple times and shit. Bomac is full of shit. I feel like he's being protected, and this shit finna fall down. And Bud stay, bro. That's all on him. That is all I'm saying. Nigga can't sit here and say nothing about Bob no more. Nobody can sit here and say, well, maybe he. No, this some bitch no. This some bitch ain't retarded. He hear us and he call us haters. So clearly we must be talking about some shit that's irrelevant. But then he comes out his own mouth and say this stupid shit. So I don't know. Fuck Bud and Bomac.
What you think about it, King?
Yo, this nigga Bomac, man. It's one thing to be full of shit, but then it's another thing to confirm it. Yo, this dude, the senator is just saying stuff all out the side of his neck, and you sound salty. He don't realize that little posturing he do just make everything. He was making the reporter look like he was right, and he looked like he wanted to fight the dude. It's like, man, I'm just telling y'all. When I was talking to Marlo earlier, I think this dude is going to resign, man. The way they behaving, the way they moving, but. The other sad thing about Bud is like these are the type of dudes he got around him, man. Like no wonder he think he's just that. He don't realize what a deficit he's at, and every day is getting worse. Like you ain't got no real people around you. Nobody to say like, look, man, like this dude is doing this. Like if you want to get this work, nobody's saying to you, hey man, you making good money, but you go over and kill this with Spence, you ain't gonna never have to fight no more. Like I don't know, man. Bomac, man, that's ridiculous. And then he allowed himself to be videotaped. Just a clown.
Oh, God.
Hey, DB in the building, salute. Man, my take on that, what I heard, bro, it don't sound like they going anywhere. They shitted on DAZN. They shitted on PBC, all in one little short interview, all with the man who sounded like Uncle Ruckus. You know what I'm saying? He sounded just like Uncle Ruckus, bro. Like he can't stand nobody. No other promotional company, no other fighters, nobody that's even speaking on Terrence Crawford and ESPN and what they got going on. He can't stand nobody. You know what I'm saying? He had no respect for nothing going on. It seemed like he was satisfied in his contract. He didn't even want to talk. Hell, you know what I'm saying? So out of all that, I just looked at him like he was Uncle Ruckus, and it don't look like Terrence Crawford is going anywhere. It look like they happy where they at. That's just my, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm
gonna tell you, that nigga was kind of mad when it came to that Earl Spence Manny Pacquiao quit. He was like, bro, he wanted to discredit it, but they just tried to do it before Earl, so he can't even discredit it. So he said, man, I don't give a fuck about that fight. You hear me? I don't care about that fight. Then he started talking about they waiting on Josh Taylor, man. Motherfucker, bro.
I'm just saying, that's my opinion. That's what I took up out of that video. The man shitted on a bunch of other. Hey, if y'all want to jump on and join the discussion, the link is pinned. Feel free. He feel like he was satisfied and content, and they ain't got no plans on doing no business with nobody else, man.
Hey, that's the definition. Like, remember we were talking about what a hater is? Like that. Like, look,
Yeah.
even if you don't like Spencer, whatever, give props to the fight because you know darn well if your dude was in there, you would be getting. But you're a hater when you trying to do the same thing. You don't get the business done, and then you want to sit over there looking salty, like, oh well, I ain't worried about that fight. Yeah, of course you ain't worried about it because y'all didn't get it done. So blame your whole team, blame everybody over there. So don't try to be salty. Just say, hey man, it's going to be an interesting fight. We'll see what you could be cordial and be a man about it. But that saltiness, that's like you dating a chick and then did she mess up and you go start dating a bomber chick and did she sit around and be like, look at this dude, he just date anybody. It's like,
nah, whatever skin she is. I don't like those skin tone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She wear them type of shoes.
Yeah, I don't like those jeans. I don't like high heels. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, man. He sound D-Lo 404 salute, bro. DB say Buzz career choices are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. D-Lo 404 said Bomac salty because they wanted that fight, and he knows the winner is clear A side versus anyone at 47. Fact.
That's a fact.
Everybody laughing and shit. Hey, AJ Brown, get yours off, bro. What's your opinion, man? Going to catch up. Give me your opinion on the Lomachenko, Nakatani, Erickson, Lubin, Rosario, and the Bomac situation.
What's up, everybody? What's going on?
Salute to you, fam.
Salute, bro.
Salute to the chat. Well, I'm gonna say it like this: Nakatani cannot win a decision unless he's just clearly looking dominant throughout the whole entire fight. His only course to victory is stopping Lomachenko or getting a couple of knockdowns. Other than that, he's not winning that fight on decision, especially in Vegas. Top Rank got too much invested in Lomachenko. They're not going to be willing for him to lose a close decision. So don't expect him to win a decision unless he's just that dominant against Lomachenko. As far as Lubin and Rosario, to me, it just depends on what kind of Rosario shows up for that fight. I think Lubin is gonna be a dangerous fight for Lubin if he stands in the pocket with this dude. If he doesn't, he uses his angles, he uses jab, it's gonna be an easy night for him. It's really based on Lubin. If Lubin gets drawn into the type of fight that Rosario is looking to draw him into, which is a firefight. And Lubin's not going to win a firefight with Rosario. I just don't see it. So if it's a boxing match, I got Lubin all day. I'm still kind of on the fence about this fight just because I don't know what kind of Rosario is walking in that ring after that loss. So right now I'm leaning Lubin, but I see some ways Rosario can win. As far as Bomac, hey, just sour grapes, man. If it's not your guy, then, fuck everybody else. Everybody else is a fuck boy. We didn't get this fight, so, I'm not even going to speak on it. It's like all of a sudden Errol Spence got the plague. We can't speak on nothing Errol's doing, especially if he fight Manny Pacquiao. We don't even want no parts of even talking about none of that. So that's pretty much where Bomac is right now. They sulking, they bitter, When you see the nigga over here shining, I guess that must be a Nebraska thing. Yeah, he's slanging real good over there. Yeah, he's slanging real good. Yeah, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit.
Speaking of that, we got a video. We got a video of that. We did like a little parody with Bomac eating on the banana.
All right, man. Hey, bro. God, you know what your dumb is, huh?
Hey, that's what it is.
Hey, no, they did this before though. Like this last time, you know what I'm saying? Like he was in there talking that same shit, but it was him clowning about him getting the Pacquiao fight. The only thing he was doing was eating his words, bro. Like he didn't want to be in that camera talking to that Pacific interviewer. And shout out to him. Who was that, y'all? Who was the interviewer?
That was fight hype.
Shout out to Fight Hype. Yeah, he didn't want to be in that same position, and the tables turned. You know what I'm saying? In the opposite fighter's favor that he was hating on. You feel what I'm saying? He been hating on Earl Spence, then, bro. Like You know what I'm saying? All these sit back, I'm about to drop a dime on these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Type of shit he be having going on. But Bomac, man, I don't know, man. He really seemed like he the head of the table over there, man. Most of the shit he say, you can bank on their next move by through how
Listen,
he, you know what I
oh
mean?
God, I said the same shit. Like just think about it. Bob gave this nigga basically a little extra money for him to be able to build a stable up. You know what I'm saying? And gave him TV dates off the back of Bud. What the fuck Bud get but 3.5, and then at the end of the day, but fuck. Everybody else benefiting but Bud. And I especially think Bomac set him up for personal benefit.
He can benefit. He just not getting into those fights, bro. Like you see that he finna go right back and fight a 140 pounder. And here go the hypocrisy. He clowned what's the name for fighting Mikey Garcia. Earl. He clowned Earl for fighting Mikey Garcia, but he goes and fight out of the three 140 pounders he had on his table. He goes and fight the weakest one.
Yeah, at least Mikey was undefeated. Wasn't he undefeated at that
Yeah,
time?
Man,
he was undefeated.
Mikey called Earl out. These three guys that was never on Earl desk. Mikey Garcia and 140 pounders was never on Earl desk. It was 140 pounders on Smith's desk, and he picked the weakest one.
Listen, you heard what Regis said?
You mean Bud?
I mean Bud desk, yeah. My bad.
Did you hear what Regis said?
I just want I meant Bud. Whoever just want to clarify.
Hey, but I'm trying to ask you.
But I know
Regis,
what Bob Regis said that it was
Regis
3 140 pounders on the list,
ahead.
and we ended up hearing that Zepeda is next. You know what I'm saying?
Regis say he was never moving up to fight Bud next. He got business to handle at 140, so they just throwing his name around.
Right. But just him, this 140 pounders being on the champion of 147 table. The same guy who clowned Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia was undefeated. This guy, I think, got 2 losses. You know what I'm saying? At least one.
I think he got a loss.
He lost to Ramirez. So
no, I said that's why I said at least one.
Yeah, he lost to Ramirez. But that's the funny part. Is like you're a 147 champ, but yet you got a bunch of 140 pounders that's on your list, your short list to fight. Like, why did you even move up, bro? You should have just stayed at 140 if you want to fight all these 140 pounders.
Right. Let me catch up in the chat real quick. Oh, let me get D'Lo on here. D'Lo say, I'm still riding with Lubin. Rosario shouldn't stay in the pocket with Lubin either, in his opinion. That's what I'm saying. He's like a walk down type of mummy type of fighter. D'Lo. Moody Treyweather said Banana had a spark, but I think this is a bad fight for him after that body shot KO. Yeah, for real. Hop in the building. Salute. I finally spoke to you. Lala D and Hop talking to each other and shit. Excuse me, y'all. DB say, as long as Lubin doesn't get too emotionally involved, then he should be good to outbox Rosario. Yeah, I agree with that. If he want to outbox him, I think he can do that too. But Lubin is a motherfucking hard, vicious hit motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I think he ain't coming in there for nothing else but a stoppage. If he don't get the stoppage, it's gonna be a pure beatdown. D'Lo 404 said ESPN did that. Don't give Bob all that credit for that. Hey, D'Lo, you on here, so you can tell me what you meant by that. Aladi still talking to Hop.
He was talking about when I said about Bomac and the stable. He saying ESPN did that for him, not Bob.
Okay. Moody Treyweather said nobody gonna buy them weak ass fights. Bud gonna put out. Hey, we was talking about that too, y'all. El Fenici in the building. Salute, bro. He said salute to the block familiar. He said in and out like a robbery. He said only 40 pounders that make sense was Taylor shaking my head at Bud. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Hey, D-Lo.
Yes, sir.
Go on and give us your rundown on the catch us up on the Lomachenko. What you think about the Lomachenko fight, Erickson Lubin fight, and what you think about that Bomac statement?
I think Lomachenko gonna have a rough night, but I'm also of the belief that it was a close fight. and it come down to the judges that unless Nakatani done knocked him down a couple times or really dominated, that he's probably gonna lose on the cards. And I think a lot of it has to do with all the crying Lomachenko did after the loss to after he lost to Teofimo Lopez. And what makes me think that, in part, is if you remember, you guys remember when Jermell Charlo lost to Tony Harrison, regardless of how people felt about who won the fight or who didn't win the fight or whether it should have been a draw, when Charlo did all that complaining about the cards, in the next fight, Charlo was clearly up on the card, even without the knockdowns. It's almost like, you know what I'm saying, if you complain enough about it, the right judge is going to be in place that like what you do over the judges that like what the other guy does. So I know this ain't a rematch, but I just think that with all the crying he did, he going to get some favorable judges that judge his type of fight style better than the ones he got last time. As for Lubin Rosario, I'm going with Lubin on that one. And I think Lubin gets a stoppage, man. I think these two guys' style is gonna make for a great fight for his fans. But I think ultimately, I think a firefight is gonna break out. And I think Rosario is gonna get the short end of it. Lubin might end up having to get off the canvas too, but I'm thinking that Lubin's gonna get the stoppage inside of 9 rounds. What was the other one, Marlo?
Oh, that Bomac statement. Real quick, let me jump back in the chat. Pop say he still remember that bone cracking KO Lubin took from Jermell Charlo. Yeah, can't forget that one. La DNA. Hey, Goddess Kendra, salute, sis. Welcome. How you doing? But go ahead, D-Lo.
Yeah, what was I was trying to go back on mute, man, because I know last time I was having an echo anytime I wasn't on.
You were talking about Bomac.
Yeah. No, y'all was talking about Bomac. I don't want to talk about that shit.
Oh, you ain't got no opinion on it?
I kind of
like Bomac.
I mean, seriously, what I had said in the chat was about, you know what I'm saying. Really, I really ain't got much more to add on. If I add more on it than what I said in the chat, I'm gonna sound like I'm hating. You know what I'm saying? Really. So I think, you know, just echoing what I said in the chat, man. I think he's salty because they didn't get the fight. I think they really thought they were gonna get that fight, or was hoping they were gonna get the fight, or at least he was. And because even Bud ain't really had much to say since they didn't get that fight. He just kind of been working with other people and, you know, kind of staying out of the way. And you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's really, you know, it's like a thorn in the side that fight didn't happen, and now they sitting there looking crazy, waiting on a good fight, and you know what I'm saying, the names have been,
D-Lo?
huh?
Who thought it didn't happen? I'm talking about recent.
Hey,
he
shout
got
out
the fight.
That's long.
He had got the fight. He turned down the money.
No, that ain't what happened, man. That ain't
what happened.
They didn't. They never. You know, Bob pretty much said, and it ain't just Bob. It's what reported was the money. They were trying to do it over in Saudi because Bob didn't want to put the shit on pay-per-view. So then they never did get the guys who were backing the fight never came up with the money. Same thing that happened when they were supposed to make Amir Khan and Pacquiao all years ago. Amir Khan and somebody else, Pacquiao and somebody else. Every time Bob Arum tried to make a fight in Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, that shit never come through.
That sounds like an excuse, bro. The promoter posted Bob Arum got plenty of money, bro. He don't need no backers to get no.
No, what they got to do with him? What they got to do with what I'm talking about?
No, you just said that the fight didn't go through because of the backers fell off. Like the people who had the money was gonna put up the money, they didn't go through with it. That you don't need top rank.
I didn't make that up.
No. But that don't sound reasonable though, right? That don't do that sound like.
I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just telling you that's what was reported.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He been saying from jump he wasn't gonna put up the money for the fight. He done said that shit that he wasn't gonna put up the money. He wanted them to put up the money. Pacquiao even came out and talked about the fight was real, and said, you know what I'm saying. He even made a statement and said, you know what I'm saying, it just didn't work out.
Pacquiao told him he wanted 20 million. That's what Pacquiao said.
I also remember Bob saying that the first fight failed. Yeah, I remember Bob saying My bad. I remember Bob saying that the first fight had failed. And he said due to COVID, it backed us back out. I'm talking about they got back in renegotiations, and the rumor was Manny was gonna get 40 million, and he was gonna get 8. He said that wasn't enough. That was the latest one.
Yeah, all in all, I'm just go ahead, D-Lo. Go.
I mean, I kind of lost track of it because I mean, as soon as I heard that, basically, when the whole thing came out about the backers not coming and all that shit, you know, I came out, made video, talked about it, said surprise. I mean, surprised. I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing I know, within days, I started hearing that Spence was. As a matter of fact, had a dude come to my channel like while he was still talking about Spence potentially. I mean, Bud potentially fighting Pacquiao. Dude came to my channel. I actually made a video about his comment. He told me that Spence and Pacquiao was in negotiation. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been back to my channel since. I don't know who he is, but I screenshot his comment, made a video about it. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? The dude told me. He said that the reason Ugas and he was basically saying all these other fights hadn't happened was because everybody was held up because Spence and Pacquiao were negotiating. And then it wasn't but like a couple days later they announced their fight. So, you know what I'm saying? After hearing that and seeing how that played out, man, I wasn't studying what happened with Bud and them. At the end of the day, the fight didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Why it didn't happen? You know what I'm saying? To me, I don't think it was ever really.
Yep.
You know,
Hey, let me speak on that. Oh, go ahead.
I was just shouting out.
Hey, man, just expand on that. Look, I gave up on the Bud Pacquiao shit when Aram said back in the day he didn't want to make the look. When they are if you guys have noticed a new technique, because Anthony Joshua has just pulled this mess now too. Every time something's going on, people throw somebody's name out with these fights, and there's no chance of them happening. That fight was over 6 years ago. It was never going to happen. There's nothing that's happened since, but when he was probably hotter back then before Aram had took a dump on him and whatever, he didn't make the fight then. When Pacquiao was younger, so why would he make the fight now? He's not Aram. That's just all game. When he's coming out talking about this and we doing that's game. And he might have said something to Pacquiao making him think they were going to make the fight, but that is game. That never was. The fight was never going to happen. Never.
That's where I was going with it. Like especially that backer when the promoter talking about something backer. Since when? This is your up and coming undisputed 140 champion that you chose to bring to the 147 division, and you talking about a backer? Come on now, that don't even make sense right there. So when I heard that statement, I was like, he lying once again, as he always do. Bob been lying to us, so we can't take the credit, the word of Bob. We can't do that, bro. We got to call it how we see it. You know what I'm saying? Bob lied, and that's just it. And I'm surprised that Bomac and Crawford was expecting to get the Pacquiao fight, bro. Like, how can they be upset that they didn't get that fight? Like, they was really looking for it. They really thought they was going to get that fight. For real? As much as they talked about PBC and Al Heyman and whatever else they got going on across the street, they really thought they was going to get that fight over Earl. I didn't. Never did. Sounded crazy. Because when they had the opportunity to get it, they didn't. Pacquiao left them. So why would I be having my expectations even higher that Pacquiao's under Al Heyman and he gonna get the fight now? That just don't make sense to me.
But I got a question. How is it possible that if Bomac and Bud Crawford are really serious about making big fights at 147, how is it possible that Errol Spence keeps getting the bigger fights than Bud Crawford? Minus the fact, how come they have the money to do it? How come they have the backers to do it? Wouldn't that contemplate in your head, like, what are we doing wrong over here? And how come this dude is getting all the big fights? It's not like it's not a case where they're blackballing you. No, because you're trying to negotiate with the same fighters, but it's not happening on your side. And it's not like, Al Heyman restricts his fighters from trying to negotiate with other fights, because we've seen fights get made. Preferably, a lot of these fights get made in-house, and that just happens on all sides of the streets. you know, regardless of all these different channels, they want to try to project that, you know, PBC is blocking a lot of these fights from happening. Well, they're all doing the same thing in regards to that. They all want 2-fight deals with opposing fighters, just so they're able to recoup back, you know what I'm saying, titles and money and make money off of that fighter who's not promotionally signed to them. They're all trying to do the same thing.
And to back that up, Iceberg Nerd, salute, bro. What's good? Salutations. Hey, Hop, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to your question. One minute. Hey, damn, man. Oh, I was finna say, you see how Bob Arum jumped in after the first Wilder Fury fight and jumped in and gave that boy, offering him all that money for a 2-fight deal. How Bob come up out his pocket with all that money for Fury then, and he couldn't make Pacquiao versus Crawford?
That's a
Explain
motherfucking fact.
You want that? You is that a real question or that's like just a?
No, I'm saying that to validate my point about this backer BS, bro.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even repeat that because how can you didn't have a backer to buy the Fury Wilder fight? I mean, buy Fury from Wilder to get up in that. You offered hundreds of millions according to the news.
Facts. And Fury and Wilder.
Speaking about losing money, Fury ain't even a damn draw. We saw that first fight with there was like 2,000 people there. So
yeah,
you can't sit there.
Hey, 1,800 of them got caught.
He offered them 100 and something million, and he had 2 weak fighters, and they didn't even do no numbers. And you didn't hear him say he losing nothing.
Hey, facts. And Fury and Wilder were doing just fine before Bob got his crusty ass fingers involved.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that fight was going to happen 6 months after the first one, and look how long it took. And look how long it took for the second one to happen.
A lot of people.
Bob came in there and gave us 2 fights we didn't want. Nobody wanted it. Apparently, nobody wanted to go to him and see him. I mean, to me, he got in the way of something that was already, you know, working great.
Exactly.
So, and then he came out and he did come out and complain and said he was losing money on Tyson Fury, and it was in relation to those 2 fights. But he didn't say it at that time. He kind of said it when Fury was on the shelf and talking about he needs to fight and he couldn't wait on Wilder and all that. That's when Bob Arum came out and made the statement that he got to get Tyson Fury in the ring because he's lost money on Tyson Fury, and I'm sure he wasn't talking about the Wilder fight.
Hey,
couldn't have been. Had to been those 2 bullshit fights he put on that nobody asked for.
Hey, but he had to say that though, right? Because everybody got eyes gonna say, "Damn, if you losing money with
Bud,
I know you lost plenty of money with Fury." So he had to say that, bro. It was like a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying?
At least with Bud, you could take his ass to Nebraska and sell that building out and get 20,000 people in there. This fool, Tyson Fury, they having to they having to turn the lights off all the way in the back rows and stuff, so you don't see how empty the place is.
A lot of people be having one-sided discussions and shit, talking about, oh, Top Rank and PBC, they can do business. Why can't they do business on this? Nah, the only reason why they doing business with Wilder and Fury is because they had no other choice. Fury and Wilder already had a rematch clause from the first fight. So when he signed Fury, he had to take on that responsibility for a second. And when they went for the second, it was the third fight involved. So if it was up to Bob, they wouldn't be fighting right now, and they wouldn't have fought the second fight.
And you know what else, Marlo?
What else?
When he got Fury, you know, if you go back and look, man, Bob Arum, he signed a lot of heavyweights around that same time. You know what I'm saying? So he was basically putting a stable of heavyweights together for Fury to fight. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, in order for them to fight each other, so to speak. So, you know what I'm saying, it really was, if the Wilder thing didn't work out and he had those guys, he could have Fury fighting and then eventually get the AJ fight. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely had a little plan for what to do with Fury, but I never been a fan. I always thought it was some bullshit.
But I get what Marlo's saying. Marlo's saying he gonna put the money up for the white boy that he wasn't even fucking with at first. But when Bob been having Bud since 140, and he ain't putting up this money to get him no 147 fighters, they moving niggas up for him to fight. What type of bullshit is that?
Where they moving niggas up from though? Where they moving them up from?
140.
But who are they signed with?
Top Rank.
See the play?
Yeah.
Look,
Bob don't want Bud fighting anybody outside of Top Rank the way it look.
Exactly.
Hey,
Look, I've got a good something right here I can go off of too to tell y'all this history, bro. A lot of people be talking, a lot of creators be saying stuff, and I be in there like, damn, y'all, you got to be trying to push a narrative because there's nothing true about what you're saying about Bob Arum. Bob Arum been a colonizer, bro. Bob Arum do not make fights if it ain't in house. He was the first. The wrong side of the street came from Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
That's
Go
a
back and
fact.
look. It
That's a
came out of
fact.
Bradley's mouth. Out of
That's a
Bradley's
fact.
mouth. For Keith Thurman. A lot of people be saying shit. I be like, bro, you must have not been watching boxing. You must have just started watching boxing then. Because this shit is a big, long history between Top Rank and Al Heyman. Alone. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? So,
Marlo, this is on YouTube. This ain't even something you don't even have to Google it. All you gotta do is go back and Google, go on YouTube and look up Tim Bradley's comments towards Keith not fighting Keith Thurman. It's
man,
on
I,
YouTube.
I saw it live. I remember like the back of my hand. That's why when I hear people talk, like, what? What? You can't compare a Wilder Fury and Fury being on Top Rank because Bob Arum stole his way into that fight in that negotiation. He forced his way into that. You can't compare things like that if you don't know the whole history, man. And I'm gonna go to Hop question, y'all. Look, Hop said to show you how boxing politics have changed. In the 70s, Ali, Frazier, Foreman, and Norton had 10 fights among them. In the 80s, the four kings, Leonard, Duran, and Hagler and Hearns, had 9 fights among them. But guess what, though? They was all under the same promotional company. You know what I'm saying? They was all under the same umbrella. Don King and motherfucking Bob Arum worked together like hand and fist, man. Hand and fist. Don King promotion and Bob Arum before he stole Top Rank was working together, brother. Top Rank, Top Ranks, Top Rank was Muhammad Ali and the Muslim Brothers company, bro. That came from Ali, bro. Top Rank did. Bob Arum was on some other stuff, brother. And him and Don King was working together perfectly because everybody was under the same umbrella. Now you got these different promotional companies, and Jay Brown pointed this out earlier. Everybody want 2-fight and 3-fight deals. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted on they broadcast. So when it come to negotiations with things like that, I'm not really into that, but I know how it works. If my numbers is doing better than yours, why in the heck am I gonna go on your broadcast? So you got to go to negotiating table with fair numbers. If you're not doing a certain amount, selling the amount of tickets I'm selling, I'm going to be the A side. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If you ain't doing these numbers like I done, that's why you got to respect Earl. Earl conceded A side here, man. I know who he is. I know what it is. We ain't got to talk about it, man. I'll let you. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you handle that. A lot of people be just paying attention, man. I've been paying attention for these for decades, bro. Like, this ain't no narrative over here. This ain't no PBC fanboy. This ain't no Bob Arum fanboy. These are all real facts. This is history. You know what I'm saying? You can't compare then to now. Because then it was dominated by 2 people. Boxing was dominated by 2 people that was actually working together. Now it's not. It's a whole nother ball game. And you need to know the history of this ball game before you can speak on it. If not, you're just gonna be speaking BS and it sound like hate. You know what I'm saying? Let's speak facts, man, because people be thinking one way and it ain't even that way. These people cannot work together for their own selfish reason. One of them tried to sue another one. You know what I'm saying? One of them won a lawsuit against another one. What's it called? D-Lo? Bob Arum lost the law. Oh, D-Lo got on that quick. Anyway,
Muhammad Ali Act.
the Muhammad Ali Act. That's why, if you ask me, that's why Bob bitter as hell. That's why Bob don't like Al Heyman and PBC. Just because of that Muhammad Ali Act he had going on. But hey, I'm just trying to put up a little game.
It's even worse than that. The hate. The reason probably him and Don King worked together so well because Don King didn't put the fires up on game. Al Heyman then exposed the whole shit to them, explained to them like, yo, what these promoters you got ain't even doing anything. You can do this yourself, especially now how the landscape is at. So why are you giving this dude 30% of your purse? And by mind you, Taxman's gonna get his part and all these dudes is gonna get their part when you can do the same thing he's doing and then pay me, or whatever, pay the PBC a significantly lower amount. So Bob Arum hates this dude. It's like, look, this is what happened. It's like the only analogy I get. It's like you had a streetwalker and some dude walked through like, yo, you can make way more money going over here doing this, doing that. And the pimp on the street gets mad. That's what Bob Arum is. He's the pimp on the street. He want to keep them in the worst position possible. He controls them by keeping them out of control. And that's exactly the problem. And what's stupid is, okay, that you can get away with using that as an excuse maybe 20 years ago. But right now, if you still falling for that top-ranked gang, you're a dummy. That's what's wrong with Bud to me, man. Look, everybody that's ever did anything has left. You've seen the example too many times to sit there and keep 3.5 minutes. You're not even understanding the type of money that you are missing out on. And that's the sad part about it. And then you surrounded by Bomac type dudes who nobody even coming to you keeping it real. Like, dude, like, yo, Bob Arum is using you. Because if you getting 3.5, that means Bob getting 1.5. Get out of here, man. That stuff is crazy.
Yeah, that's why I just want people to know, bro. Like, a lot of stuff that people be saying, they ain't put no facts in. They biased opinion without no type of no history. You know what I'm saying? You can't compare what's going on. Somebody actually wiggled their way into a fight, snuck their way into a fight, offer somebody some outrageous amount of money, and you compare that to why these other guys ain't fighting. We know why these other guys ain't fighting. It ain't hard. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna have to concede and say, man, I can't compete, man. What's my offer? Let me jump in the chat real quick, y'all. If y'all got something to say, let me know. I'm just gonna catch up. DB say, preach, Marlo. Yeah, I just be getting passionate, bro, because a lot of stuff I be hearing when I do go sit down and listen, I be like, man, this is crazy how they telling these casual the wrong bad news, man. Bob Arum.
Salute to you, Chris Ray and Iceberg Nerd. Salute to you.
Salute, Chris Ray. They just be telling the wrong information, bro. Like, just to go against one other side of the coin. You know what I'm saying? Facts beats everything to me. You know what I'm saying? You just beat facts just to go against your opponent. Use facts. You don't have to use lies and to sway other people to agree with you.
Hey, this is the problem, Marlo. This is why these fighters get away and these promoters get away with not giving us the fights that we want, because a lot of the fans and a lot of the the folks commentating on boxing and in the YouTube sphere and in the media, they're able to manipulate circumstances with these fighters, because people have a very short and revisionist memory when it comes to a lot of this stuff. If you're not paying attention and you're not following it, I don't feel like you should be out here commentating on this stuff. Like you're knowledgeable about what you're speaking on, because there's a lot of stuff you're leaving out. So if you're not willing to follow and really indulge yourself into what's going on with these fighters and how negotiations are happening and how these promoters are talking out here and how they're not giving us fights, if you're not out here actually looking at this stuff with an objective mind, you shouldn't be speaking on it, because your feelings don't mean nothing when it comes to facts. I'm only interested in the facts. I don't care about, whether this fighter, you believe this fighter is better. All that stuff is subjective. That fighter can be, that you can have your opinion on that. We all have our opinions on who we believe is going to win. But as far as getting these fights, it ain't going to happen because of the way how toxic it is out here in these YouTube streets, with a lot of these channels having narratives about, different fighters because you don't like them. Hey, put that aside. I'm just interested in the facts, and I want these fights to happen. I don't care who gets the money and who don't get the money. All that stuff is irrelevant. I ain't spending none of these guys' money. So why do I care how much money they make? I hope they make all the money they're supposed to make, because boxing is a brutal sport. And we want to see these guys, make a great living for what they're doing. They're risking their lives. So, all this, who's A side, B side, that's all going to get determined, because if you got a guy negotiating with the Zone and PBC, we know that PBC is doing way bigger numbers than the Zone. So right. why would my fighter want to go fight a 2-fight or 3-fight deal on the Zone if that money ain't looking, what it's supposed to look, as far as what he can get over here on PBC, fighting on PBC, where he's in front of millions of people, even on regular TV, compared to an app that's paid for. I mean, that's just basic economics, and people need to put their feelings aside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, that's
think
real.
it's deeper than that. Can I say something?
Yeah,
I think
can I
it.
get you in the chat real quick before you go?
Go
Because
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Raw said it looked like GGG fighting Andre next. He said breaking news. Shit, that's good. We can drop about that too, man. I like to break that down. We break that down after everybody get their little they join off. L Dub said Estrada, Chocolate Tito, Quadras, Sora Rian V side fought 12 times, and they about to fight again late this summer.
Hmm.
And Chris Way said he out. Peace, bro. Appreciate you for coming through. DB said the Ali Act. Yeah, appreciate you. Everybody talking to everybody right here. Gil Cole said Bud comfortable with that 3.5 mil. Bud like fixing up 1980s Monte Carlos. Warzone in the building. Salute, bro. Said salute to the corner. Salute. Roddy said hopefully we can get the undisputed at 160 next year. He said I don't care which champ fights each other at this point. Yeah, me too. Warzone said facts. Moody Trayweather said, bro, them boys in Omaha love them Monte Carlos. Everybody laugh. La D say true. Roger said, can someone just get Murata out of the way, please? Man, ASAP. D-Lo 404 said the fight ain't happening in his opinion. D-Lo say GGG won't be forced into that fight. Get his ass whooped. Go ahead. I'm caught up.
Yeah. So I agree with everything that was said, but I just gotta sit here and say to something the King of Kings said. These boxers ain't that dumb, bro. I don't care. Yeah, they do get hit in the head. They ain't that dumb, bro. Like you gotta Bud is in this Slade 360 deal, been in it for a long time. We've been saying, like you say, it's been people saying when he first signed with him, you know what I'm saying, after he got from TKO, well, they bought out. He introduced Top Rank. He told him that he wanted him to come get him. So when it came got him, after his first contract, he signed that extension and put him in the one he's in right now, the 3-year, 6-fight deal, some shit like that. So this is his last fight. Look at the market. They throwing money. How can I feel bad for Bud because he want to get money and this dude said I ain't spending it? He chose this road. He wouldn't be undisputed without Bob. So with the benefits and the neglect that's going on, he's a victim of circumstances. His same legacy that he tried to build off this bullshit, not trying to say he deserved it, but I'm saying he should have started fighting a long time ago except for lashing out at people talking about we don't know what's going on. Like, bruh, when it comes to you to fight any other 147 that's worth anything, Boots ain't over there on the PBC, won't look his way. You finna fight Zapata, you ain't gonna say what he did, but you gonna sit here and say Boots ain't did enough. So these fighters ain't got the same energy, and that's why I said, how can I knock Earl when Earl's cleaning the division? Bud over here got a soft touch for his belt and been fighting handicap fighters since. Now he's finna fight a 140 fighter. So I know this how Bob rock, but I think he knew that. That's just my point. I think he knew.
Y'all really think Bud gonna fight Zapata?
I don't think Bud no victim.
I
Look,
tell you,
D-Lo. I'm saying forget about this is what they say about Zapata. I'm saying he had 3 140 pounders on his list, bro.
I don't think you fight none of those guys.
But this is out of Bob Aaron's mouth.
A lot of shit come out of Bob Aaron's mouth. I mean, when do we know to believe what Bob said? When do we know not to?
Yeah, that's my point. You're right. That's all the point I'm trying to make. Because people quote him. They quote him on shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Same one that quoted come out and make videos talking about you can't believe shit he say.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I definitely don't believe Zapata. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'd be very disappointed if that fight happened. It don't make sense at all, but a lot of stuff that happened in boxing don't make sense. So
even Bomac, even Bomac says Zapata is the potential guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Bomac anger lets you know. He go ahead. All right. Jay Brown, finish.
No, I was just gonna say, they both singing the same tune, him and Bob, in regards to Zapata. So
they both were singing Manny Pacquiao too, right?
But look, but Bomac, but yeah, that's Zapata, a big fight. That's a whole other ball game.
but Cepeda ain't demanding 20 million. You know
Right.
that he ain't gonna cost Bob, but a little bit of chump change to get Cepeda in the ring. You
I
know what
was
I'm
just gonna
saying?
say Zepeda sound more better than Manny Pacquiao. That's a cheap fight. He probably ain't gonna give him $1 million. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
Gil asked this early in the chat. He said that Ugas keep the WBA scrap. That's another topic we can talk after we talk
For
about that
now,
Triple G.
for now, he
This
still
nigga,
got it.
that nigga, I seen him when he like when nigga was talking all that. That nigga posted on his shit. He said when they were talking about fight boots or some shit like that, and that nigga said the fight on the undercard of Earl and Manny Pacquiao. He said, "No, I don't need that. I got my first title defense coming up soon." So, God, this nigga ducking boots so hard, bro. I just, it's
Hey,
crazy.
my thing is
Yeah,
about
Ugas claim he already got a date and an opponent. He just can't say who the opponent is.
yeah, my thing about that situation with Bomac saying it, he putting down every PBC fighter it is. So I'm not thinking he gonna fight no PBC fighter. He just sitting on the zone, which is Ortiz, not Luis Ortiz. What's the name, y'all?
Jesse Vargas,
He shit on Vargas, but the other guy, the Ortiz, the one that's knocking things out.
Virgil. He
Virgil.
shitting
He
on
shitted on
Virgil.
Virgil. He just ran through the whole everybody except ESPN. He shitted on. So it leads me to think that most likely those 3 140 pounders is on the table.
Yeah, Virgil fight me machine, so that's definitely not on the table. But
Yeah,
you can go
know what I'm
back.
saying? He shitted on that fight. That's what I was just saying.
Well, you can go back
Bomac,
a month ago. A month ago, they were saying Bud might rematch Mean Machine. A little bit before that, they were talking about Bud fighting Virgil. I mean, I don't think nobody has any idea who this guy gonna fight, or if he's even gonna fight.
I put my bottom dollar on Zepeda.
The date. If he fights a pay down cash after $20.
All right.
That's how much I don't believe that fight.
That's even that sounds crazy because you said, or if he even gonna fight.
Yeah.
Bruh.
It's
Hey,
already in
Marlo.
June. What you mean?
Marlo, they don't. Okay, they said he was gonna fight in June. They said July. They said August. Now they talking October. Hell, we gonna be in. It gonna be the new year. They
November,
keep on moving the date.
December.
Man, he got to fight. He got to fight for the year, though. So ain't no if he gonna fight. If he don't fight, shit, he might as well sit his contract out then. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know if he can. He might owe him a fight.
And his
Shit.
contract expires on, bro. He might. Hey, Joseph Brown said this shit. He might try to sit here and just like sit him out.
I'm just saying, man. He too old. He too old not to be active. This motherfucker Earl just fought Danny Garcia. Now he finna fight Pacquiao.
Man, ain't none of these fighters active enough, so that ain't shit. Keith Thurman, look at
One
Keith
fighter
Thurman.
that's active. You got to get somebody. It's a lot of fighters that's active.
I said active enough. Fighting every 2 years, man, that shit ain't active. These guys in their 30s ain't got but like 30 fights.
Earl ain't
You know
fought
what I'm
every
saying?
2 years.
Huh?
Earl haven't fought every 2 years.
No, I said 2 years, 2 fights a year.
Oh, I thought you
That's
said
what I
once
was
every
talking.
2
That's what I
years.
meant. Yeah, I might have said that backwards. I do that sometimes.
I was like, what?
Shit,
But
Earl
yeah,
on schedule.
Hey,
Earl on schedule. Earl on
that's Keith
schedule to
Thurman.
get 3 fights this year. He on schedule for 3
Hey,
fights this year.
that's Keith Thurman fighting once every 2 years.
yeah, that's him. Pacquiao too.
He did got the nerve to be demanding that somebody put him at the front of the line.
Hey man, Rojar going the fuck
Let,
off in the
let
chat,
me
man.
let me make sure I catch up. I remember where I was at.
That man said Zepeda knocks Bud out. That said Bud can't be Josh Taylor.
Yeah, Roger said. He said I say let GGG go ahead and beat up Murata, then force him to fight the winner of Charlo versus Andre.
Look, and that's even a funny thing. They're saying that Andrade is going to get GGG when GGG is scheduled to fight at the end of this year against Murata. So my thing
And
is
Andre ain't no tune up,
Andre
so that ain't finna happen.
and Andrade still need another fight before then. That fight ain't happening until next year. If that's the case.
Lala got a question. She said, "Will Ugas fight Boots? Y'all think Ugas will fight Boots?"
Hell, that man is
No,
ducking him.
King Louis just answered that.
That man ducking him. Like that man
Oh,
been ducking him for like Boots been calling this man name out when they were telling him to fight somebody. He like, Ugas fight me. Ugas like, oh, he's a good talent. This was the first time. Oh, he's a good talent. He's coming up, but it ain't his time yet. Nigga, who the fuck is you, Ugas? Hey, that's what.
Bro, I said, no, Boots is fighting Clayton. And then he said, Zepeda stops Bud. That's Bomac said that Mean Machine stopped Virgil Ortiz. I don't think Zepeda can stop Bud, bro. He got the potential though. He got the potential. We done seen Mean Machine dropping. I believe Zepeda hitting hard the motherfucker. So I don't think he beat Bud though. Warzone said Bud trying to get that Taylor fight. Taylor talking mad-ish. Yeah, Taylor called Bud out right after the what's his name, didn't he? After the undisputed victory.
Yep.
No, Taylor said he got to fight Catterall.
He got a what?
He got to fight Catterall. That's what he said. He said he got to take care of his
Yeah, in
mandatory.
the ring, but then he
Which
came out
don't
calling
make
out Bud.
sense because if he gonna move up to 47, then the mandatory don't matter unless he plan on coming back down.
Unless he trying to fight Tank.
I thought it made sense.
Hey, he on Tank. Hey, he on Tank helmet too. I was hoping y'all got to talk about that.
I thought it made sense because why would he move up and don't really get the fight? Like he can move up and get the fight and come back down. So if he fight,
that's why I said unless he plan on coming back down, if he gonna go to 147 and stay, he don't worry about the mandatory. Just like Bud wasn't worried about Lipinets.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe he's thinking like this. Okay, let me fight one fight as undisputed champion. Move up and try to get a fight with Bud. If I get the fight with Bud, if I lose, I can always still come back down and be undisputed and defend my title.
All right.
So
chess move, huh?
If he's being strategic, that'd be the strategic thing for Taylor to do.
Yeah, because like right now,
if Bud ain't got but one more fight, him stay. If he really was gonna lead top rank, by the time Taylor get his one fight, Bud will have had a fight and then he'll be gone.
Lala D said, I want Smith versus Pac to be unification. I did too. Trey in the building. Salute, bro.
What's up with y'all, boy, man? We're going down.
Oh, shit, just chopped it up. Hey, you been listening? Or you just got
in? Trey?
Yeah, I was listening a little bit before I jumped on.
What's up, man?
Bro? What's up, Padillo?
Chilling. So give us your take on the this weekend card.
He don't want to talk about none of that. He just want to talk about Bud. Don't let him trick you.
Now, what's going on this weekend, man? I'm high as a motherfucker. I ain't gonna even lie.
Shit, we got the Lomachenko versus Nakatani, Erickson Lubin versus Rosario, the Tank versus Barrios, and then we was talking about that Bomac. I know you saw the video. You had it in the thing. We talked about the Bomac situation.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker Bomac definitely was a hater with that shit, man. That shit had me laughing when I seen that dude getting on that dude. That's why I couldn't be a reporter, my nigga, because I probably would be like, shit, I might whoop his ass. And if I get past him, do I get you next, motherfucker? So, you know what I'm saying? Shit, for real. Nigga ain't gonna be punking me like that. That's why I don't want to even. That's why I don't want to do no interviews and no shit like that. But yeah, that shit had me laughing. But yeah, this weekend with the fights, man, I've been thinking long and hard about the Lomachenko and Nakatani fight, man. I keep on going back and forth on my mind because I know where the skill set lies. It lies with Lomachenko. But the man has been small in this division. Every single fight that he's had at this weight class has been hard. He ain't had no showcase fight. They got him with showcase odds. I know everybody saying the odds ain't shit, but I look at the odds. They got Lomachenko as a 16-1 favorite this weekend. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't see that because, like, even when he fought Linares, for example, he was like a 16-1 favorite over Linares. That wasn't no 16-1 favorite fight. That was a close type fight until he got that liver shot on Linares. But just about every time this dude fighting this weight class is hard. So I expect it to be hard again this weekend. His opponent is coming in with momentum. He coming off the biggest win of his life. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko was coming off the lowest moment. Probably the lowest moment of his life because he at the top of his game and then he take a loss while being ranked number one pound for pound. You know what I'm saying? So he coming from his lowest point. I know he got motivation, but I'm thinking about all the wear and tear that he got on his body. And I know that the type of fight that he going into is gonna be a war because he ain't got one punch knockout power. So all that shit that he throws, Nakatani can walk through that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a war this weekend. Who got the most wear and tear on their body? Lomachenko, this man got damn near 400 amateur fight, 396-1. He done had tough fights as a pro. You know what I'm saying? I think he got a lot of wear and tear on his body, and he's a smaller man in this fight. Man, I got to go with Nakatani with like a late round knockout, some kind of way, like a stoppage, bro. I got to take Nakatani like 11th round knockout, bro. TKO. The ref called it out. Who's the boss? You know what I'm saying? And with Tank
Hey,
and
you
Bar,
know what?
Snaps on
Go
the
ahead,
head.
man.
with Tank and Barrios, I was looking at the I was looking at this little promotional shit that they've been having, and I heard that Barrios say that his mom took him to the gym when he was like 6 years old. He said his sister took to it because she was real aggressive, and it was he was slow to take to it. He said, but it eventually became his passion. So and he looked like a nice guy to me. So I could see him being like a youngster going to the gym, just a nice little kid, but he in the gym and eventually he kind of take to it. His sister, she just got that attitude. She the reason why they going to the gym. Cause they mama like shit, I gotta take y'all somewhere because this girl is knocking out everybody in the neighborhood. I gotta take y'all to the gym or something. But I can see him as being just a nice kid that went. And I see Tank as the kid that knew how to fight before he went to the gym. He was just a knucklehead in the neighborhood knocking out all bums that came his way, you know what I'm saying, trying to fuck with him. Because, he's small, too. He's short, so, he probably get picked on and he coming back with something, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at two different situations. I'm looking at one kid. I think this is speculation on my part, but this is just what I see. I see one guy that knew how to fight, so he had to go to the gym to get out of trouble. And I see another kid that's a nice kid, and he eventually came to love boxing. I'm gonna lean towards that guy that knew how to fight before he went. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, Barrios, I just learned from Riga's Prograde interview that he was supposed to move. He was thinking about moving up to 147, and instead of fighting Riga's Prograde. Then Riga's Prograde was surprised to hear that the man got to fight with Tank at 140. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Barrios at the little press conference and shit. He talking kind of like Ramirez was talking before his fight with Taylor. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of stood out to me. Kind of looked like he kind of struggling with his speech. It might be a little bit time for him to go to the next weight class, and that might be a reason why he was chosen, because he'll be weak at this 140-pound weight class in this one last little fight before he go up to 147. So I'm gonna take Tank by stoppage, man. I'm gonna take him by knockout, by like an 8-round knockout. I think he's gonna put up a little resistance early, but Tank gonna put that hard ass left hand on him, come back with the right hook and get him out of there in about 8 rounds. That's what I think about the shit this weekend.
Here's something crazy, man. I picked for Nakatani, I think I picked 8 or 9 rounds, and for Tank and Barrios, I think I picked 7 or 6, somewhere around there. We ain't even talked about the Barrios yet, but what about the Bomac?
Oh yeah, I had already said that nigga was hating. I said that in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we caught up. Let me get back in the chat real quick, catch up. Lala D said, even if Bud stopped Taylor in round 1, he won't get credit. Yeah, I said I'd give him credit, but a lot of people I doubt they will though.
I give him credit because I know Taylor gonna make it the type of fight where he gonna have to get some credit. Because Taylor gonna come fight back. He is not gonna come and just give it to him. And then, like if you look at the Ramirez fight, you'll say, well, Taylor struggled with Ramirez. Well, Bud don't really fight like Ramirez. Bud ain't just a rush in and come and just swarm you with punches and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be more like a chess match. And I think that suits Taylor a little bit better. I think Crawford is better than Taylor, so I feel like Crawford will win the fight. But I think Taylor is gonna give as good as he get in a lot of instances. And he got the option of being real aggressive on the inside and shit too. You know what I'm saying? So I think he is gonna offer some resistance. I think it'll be like an 8-4 or 7-5 type of victory for Crawford. I don't think he'll knock him out.
Raha said, Bud can't beat Josh Taylor. That Scottish Power #1, baby. Hey, whoever named Planner, some Planner dude, man, he thought I was finna let you on. He thought I was finna fall for the okie doke. You ain't even typed in the chat. AJA said, is anybody going to Tank fight? That's a good card. Nah, I ain't nowhere near Atlanta, fam, but we definitely gonna be tuning in though.
Oh yeah, let me say something. I heard D'Lo. I heard one of y'all say something about why Josh Taylor said he needed to fight Catterall. That's because he said that was his best option, his best chance to fight in front of his home crowd in Ireland. So that was the whole reason he kept on saying that shit. I had saw that on I read some article. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you're
Warzone.
right, Trey. He said that right after in the press conference when he was on the plane too. He said that he mentioned that.
Okay.
Warzone says Zapata will get KO'd by Bud, no question, and he got money on him. Yeah, I agree. I'd go ride with Bud. If it ain't no stop, I'll definitely Bud to get him on the card. Rojas said Bud is so desperate, he might as well fight Mel. That's a tall glass of water though for Bud. L Dub said Taylor honoring the contract with Caterol, who was that? A promotional company or something, law, who stepped aside for Undisputed. Oh no, that's a fighter. Except that fight early November. I mean, expected early November. So Taylor versus Caterol
Yep. In Ireland.
in Ireland.
Yep.
Warzone. We talking to Trey X. He said, Trey X in the building. Most definitely. L
Yeah.
Dub said, Caterol was a showcase fight for Loma. Corolla, you mean? I mean Corolla. Corolla was a showcase fight. SB Say Sharp said, sure was. I agree with that. Rojas said Nakatani is going to push Loma to his absolute limit. SB Stay Sharp, salute, bro. He said salute to the chat and the panel. Salute, bro. What's good? You want to jump on the link right there. Warzone said Loma got a long road ahead with all these young, hungry lions on the prowl. For real, huh? SB Say Sharp said walk right through it. Nakatani by KO 11. He locking in with you, Trey.
Already, I see L Dog said that shit is Scotland. Yeah, I'm dumb as a motherfucker. Weak as hell in my geography. Appreciate that, bro. Scotland.
L said both guys coming off surgeries. Loma shoulder, Nakatani orbital eye injury. Okay. SB Say Sharp said tank by 10th round KO2. He got that. D-Lo 404 said, I forgot all about Loma coming off his so-called shoulder surgery. Rojas said, Barrios look like a Karate Kid movie bully. SB Say Sharp said Tank definitely was that kid. Little badass nigga. Warzone said, I said Tank in 8 as well, Trey. Yeah, locked in.
Hey, so I just want to ask this question. So everybody on the panel taking Tank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking 10.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
We
gonna
can
be
get
Yeah,
the
I
one
got
to
him inside.
hold
I'm
on,
gonna
hold
be
on,
the
hold
one. I'm gonna be
on.
the one to jump out there. I'm Barrios. I said it. We're gonna derail the tank. We're gonna shut it down.
Hey, I was finna get in there and get y'all tape when I finished the Western because we ain't even got into that. Trey went already gave in.
When
L
we
Dub
finish talking about Bud.
said L Dub said he got Loma by UD. Roy said Tank is gonna get dropped or wobbled in this fight. I don't think so. D-Lo laughing. All right. Hey, but who will go
Hey,
first, man? Break
hold
down
up.
that Tank versus
Trey ain't
break.
done. Trey ain't give the Rosario whatchamacallit, did he?
Oh,
Oh,
that's
no,
who he
yeah,
said.
yeah,
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 that's who
yeah,
he
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
banana.
Yeah. I had saw this video from Dwyer, and he said some shit that stood out to me. He was talking about how when Charlo went to the body on Rosario, his body betrayed him and started convulsing and shit. He said he felt like that was from the weight cut. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think that could be the case. You know what I'm saying? It might be time for him to go to like 160 or something like that. This fight is at 154 again, so I think it's gonna be tough on him. And plus, I know that I couldn't find really much about his amateur background, so I don't think he got too much of one. I saw that Lubin, of course, he was like 143-7, or either 143-7 or 148-7. So he got that pedigree over him. Southpaw, you know what I'm saying? Um, I think he got the speed advantage. I think he about to go in there and whoop his ass. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I got. I think I'm gonna take Lubin stoppage. I'm gonna give him about 5. I think this gonna be a breakout party for Lubin this weekend.
I don't remember what exactly round I picked, but I picked stoppers too. Winston Lee in the building. Salute, bro. Hey, who gonna go first, man? Break down that Tank versus Barrios.
Jay Breezy, go.
I think I mentioned it last week, how I felt as far as Barrios being able to win this fight. I think he's better off served using his height, using his jab, um, setting up, Tank coming in, using angles. And because Tank has to be set in order to hit you with a power shot. And so as long as Barrios can keep him at the end of the jab, use his right hand, go to the body, don't allow himself to be on the inside trying to, go tough, tick for tack with Tank, because that's where Tank is going to be at his most dangerous. So if he can do that, he's going to win this fight by decision. He can win it by decision pretty easily in my book. Or he can knock Tank out in this fight. A lot of people are talking about Tank's power. Yeah, but we don't know how Tank's going to fare when he gets hit flush with Barrios' power. So that's a question mark for me too. But it'll all get answered on Saturday. That's pretty much, how I assess how, he can win the fight. If he gets drawn in, standing in front of Tank and just trying to, wing power shots, and he's going to get caught with something. So he's got to be real selective, be the boxer, don't try to be the brawler and the Mexican style, stand on your square fighter, and just use his boxing abilities. He can win this fight by decision.
Well, I'll say this. I feel like Tank gonna get on the inside and beat the fuck out this boy. And when he, like you say, when he swing to open the fight, because he can't fight on the inside because he got his ass whooped against that dude that they gave him that title for. So he was rushing. He was an inside fighter, no jab. He was able to get inside of that weak ass shit that Barrios got. So I don't think he gonna be able, and then Tank shorter. So that power, it ain't gonna be throwing it at the same range. So he gonna be throwing that shit down awkward. Tank gonna get in, do his work. I say he stopped him inside 10, probably in the 8. Tank stopping Barrios.
All right, let me speak on it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I made no secret about the fact that I'm just not that high on Barrios. I like him. I want him to be good. I want him to be better than what he is. But I don't think, aside from him being 140 pounds and Tank being a smaller man, if they were in the same weight class, I'd just flat out say, ain't no way in the world he's ready for that fight. But considering that he's the bigger man, I give him that respect in the regard that I've never seen Tank at 140 pounds. I've never seen Tank hit by a 140 pounder. I've never seen how Tank's power looks on a 140 pounder. But I have to also lean to everything I hear from people who talk about Tank's power, talk about him in the gym, talk about him sparring bigger men. And I know some of that stuff, gets exaggerated. But at the same time, I feel like in a lot of cases, when you hear that stuff, it shows up in fights. And when you look at Tank and look at the way he knocks people out, aside from how the Gamboa fight went, where he knocked Gamboa down a bunch of times and Gamboa kept getting up, the guy usually, when he lands something flush, it's pretty much a wrap. So I just don't think in terms of skills that Barrios has enough to get out front on Tank and stay there. I think he could try to use his range, but it's like King Louis said, the stuff he throws out there, he doesn't have the crispest of jab. He doesn't have the stiffest of jab. He doesn't have the most consistent jab. It's not that thudding, and he doesn't even stick with it like he should. So I don't think he has enough resistance to keep Tank from getting inside. And once Tank gets inside, Tank can stop him. But I also feel like if it became a boxing match, Tank can outbox him. I mean, I just don't. Like I said, I mean, I kind of look at Barrios like I look at Joey Spencer. He's a guy that, to me, as much as I like him, he's just failed to show me that he can be the fighter that I'd like to see him be. And I'm not even, and that wasn't even expecting that much. You know what I'm saying? I just expected him to by now be further along the curve than what he is. And I'm with King Louis. I feel like he lost that fight, and I felt like he lost that fight pretty convincingly that they gave him. So I got Tank stopping him inside of 6 rounds.
Let me get in there. Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So look, this is how I look at it, man. I watched that Barrios fight against a little Russian dude. And prior to that, I was under the impression that maybe he could use his link to keep Tank is going to wear him out. It's clear to me that that's going to happen. And I'm going to be like this. I'm just going to say this. They ain't letting him get this fight unless they are pretty convinced that he can beat him. They're like, what's the name of saying? There's a couple factors in. He might be getting too big for the weight. He might be having a couple things going on. He's not like a long fighter with like an excellent jab or, great boxing ability or good speed. And it is something that, like Trey said, about why somebody, about somebody's motivation. And, his mind, like, and not being salty, but, your mom taking you somewhere to have you something to do, blah, blah, blah. You get good at it, but it's one thing compared to do literally saving his life by going in the gym almost. You know what I'm saying? So just that tenacity, I don't think Tank is he's gonna go for it. I think he has a pretty decent chin. I don't know what kind of power you want to rate Leo Santa Cruz is having, but I've seen him getting tagged enough of a time that I don't think Barrios' power is much significantly better where he's gonna get hurt. So I got Tank maybe about 8th round stoppage.
Hey, Hot Mike, salute. Eli Zachary talks everything. What's good with it, bro? Salute.
Salute.
I got Tank, man, and the only thing I see is counterpunch. I see him slipping the jab, getting inside, getting that work in. I think the first round is gonna really be the telling round to see how Tank respects this guy. But anything after that, you know what I'm saying? I just see Tank slipping his way in, jabbing out that southpaw stand, tapping that body in any way he can to get inside, and getting that. And it's gonna be by a counterpunch, whether to the body or up top. That's how that fight playing out, and I don't even see it going past seven or 8. I don't remember exactly what round, but I think I picked 6 or 7. But it's normally that long for if you got a good level boxer in there to figure it out. And I think Tank gonna figure it out, man, midway through or maybe even early if Barrios slipped, man, because he do make mistakes and end up in the pocket a little bit too long. And I don't see nothing really Barrios can really do, man, and to whether it's decision or trying to stand in there for 12 rounds just avoiding the knockout. I don't see that happening. I got Tank by stoppage, man. Let me get up in the chat real quick. We all caught up, huh? Trey get yours. How Mike say, I really think Nakatani gonna win. He gave Lopez a hell of a fight. Yeah, we broke that down. Even Bro said he got Nakatani. He think Nakatani gonna stop him late. Moody Trey rather said Loma by split decision. Lubin late round KO or unanimous. He said Tank and Barrios. He said he's still thinking on that one. Moody Trey rather said, oh yeah, I got you on that. Rojas said y'all think Tank is going to get on his inside easy money. Yeah, man. I don't even see it being hard. SB Sharp said exactly. Warzone said facts to the voice of reason. Well said, that's Odilo. Hot Mike said, don't sleep on Nakatani. I'm gonna put my money on him. Shit, that's a good bet to me. Eli Zachary, he said salute to Marlo, salute fam. He said salute Trey X, salute. Rojas said, he said the way y'all are talking, Tank isn't gonna get credit for beating Barrios. He said this is dangerous. This is a dangerous fight. He gonna get credit from me.
He's gonna get credit from me, win or lose. This is a step up fight for him. Yeah, you name me a bigger fighter that he's faced up to date, besides the name of Gamboa. He was just getting the name for that fight.
Yeah, I think this is his toughest fight, man. Dude, young, got power, and he can squabble. Just gotta have skills, man. Skills pay the bills. Eli Zachary said, he said, I feel the same way, Marlo. He said Tank will slip through the fire and catch him between the punches. Yep. I think that's what he gonna be looking for, man. Shit, man, y'all got anything else, man? Y'all want to dwell on, man? It's a free fall now. We done got all the topics out the way.
We ain't get
Hey,
no
I
Man, I
got a
Triple
I
G.
question.
just want to say that
You want to talk about Triple G in that situation?
Oh yeah. We can do all that now.
All right.
What you was
Go
gonna say,
ahead,
D-Lo?
D-Lo.
no, I was just gonna say, man, to be honest, as far as that giving credit stuff like that, man, I mean, for me, if Tank goes in there and loses this fight, man, I mean, it's a step backwards for him. But at the end of the day, the I ain't gonna say necessarily excuse. It's gonna be, I mean, I guess it is an excuse. But I mean, the guys at the weight class that a lot of people already had said Tank didn't belong at. I mean, most people said Tank tops out at 35. He don't belong at 40. He don't belong at 47. But the flip side of that is if Tank goes out and wins, it's another feather in his cap. But if he goes out and loses, we got another star in the sport of boxing in Barrios. And Tank won't go nowhere. He still will be, you know what I'm saying, a viable name. They'll build him back up. So I mean, I don't care either way.
Hey,
Hey,
kick,
just expand on
kick.
that. Ain't he top 10? Can we say Barrios is top 10 in that weight division?
That'd be a fair assessment. He is a secondary champion, ain't he?
So yeah, so this ain't like no, this is a legitimate fight. If you fight somebody 1 through 10, you can lose. I mean, this is all it is to it.
Nicker Snot. Salute and welcome to the gym. He said new sub here. Done, bro. Appreciate you, fam.
Hey, this the question I want to ask about, and this is involving Triple G getting the Murat, whatever the dude name is. Why Lara ain't getting that belt? Ain't he the regular?
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
a good point.
WBA.
They had
And you know
already elevated Murata after Canelo left the division.
how they. Oh,
Laura
okay,
wasn't there
okay.
yet.
I got you.
Basically, Laura. If I might be wrong, I know LW. He's in the chat. He'll know. But I think Laura fought for the belt that Murata vacated when they elevated him.
So what's that? The regular? Hey, so what y'all think about that Andre? I mean, yeah, that Boo Boo Andre versus GGG fight. If that's true and that happened, how y'all see that fight playing out?
I don't see it happening.
I
Triple
agree.
G
I don't
going
see it
crack.
happening here. I think that's cap.
Yeah.
You think that's cap?
Oh, cap.
You think it's cap too, King Louis?
Oh, cap. Triple G ain't finna fight none one of them dudes, and it's crazy. They really need to fight each other right now at this point or move up. Do something, bro. They just sitting on shit fighting bums. And you can see they aligning these dudes to fight each other, but y'all can't get the fight. So go figure. So Triple G get that fight, he unified, he gonna start screaming Canelo name again.
If that's cap, that's crazy, man. Because I think the zone need a fight like that. To be honest, they need a GGG versus somebody, Andre, somebody up there. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
Marlo,
Some unification.
Yeah, when that fight's supposed to happen? Like what? March 2022? I mean,
Last I
well,
heard,
see,
yeah, scheduled for December. Triple
well,
G
it's
was
coming. It's coming from the zone. From what they're saying is the zone is pushing Triple G, basically saying, you know, we need you to fight Andre. But they already got the Marauder fight in the work. So why would Triple G risk the Marauder fight to fight Andre? I mean, Andre said he want Marauder too, but I just think them guys,
shit. That's a
Marauder and
unification. That's why he
what
should.
what those guys are both supposed to have an interim fight, but I can't see either one of them fight Andre as an interim opponent. That's crazy.
See what I'm saying? That'd be
Well,
crazy.
to me, it's all to be determined, right?
Right.
It, we was getting told that Murata is fighting Triple G in late this year. So I don't know how that's gonna happen if I don't know how you're telling the folks now he's gonna turn around and fight Andrade this year if Murata was slotted for him to fight. So which one is it? The zone?
Hey, man, says Sheik Zulu, salute and welcome. He said now Tank fighting at 140. Maybe we get Above versus Tank. And I think that's, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get that though. I wouldn't even want to
heck
see that.
no,
Maybe
man.
Bud
That'd be crazy.
Bud needs to focus on them 147 pounder, not the 140 pounder. But that's just Marlo's opinion. You know what I'm saying?
It's a pretty good damn opinion.
Hey,
Yeah.
you can't even get Tank's team to acknowledge Josh Taylor, let alone talk about Bud Crawford.
Right.
Old Ellaby came out dismissing Josh Taylor, said Josh Taylor got to bring something to the table.
So that GGG thing is Kizab, huh? All Kizab. Oh, Warzone laughing and shit, man. What else y'all got, man? Or we can close it out. Y'all got anything y'all want to get out?
Shit, nah, I ain't got
Everybody
nothing
make
else.
sure they come through this weekend and check out the fights, man. We gonna be on it. You know what I'm saying? College Frog got it well. Hey, we can think about bringing back the trivia too, man. So I'm
Yeah,
probably
that'd be cool.
gonna try to do something on Tuesday or something. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, y'all
Bet.
do.
I was gonna run that by you anyway. I'm over here announcing it. I was gonna ask
Shit,
you first, but
I'm with it.
all right, that's a bet.
But yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all come through this weekend, man. All the fights that we run down. That's the card for this weekend, man. Y'all make sure y'all come through and hang out with it. Shit, who want to go first? If y'all ain't got anything else, we can go on the shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
I got one more thing, Marlo.
All right.
I just wanted to ask the chat and you know what I'm saying, everybody on the panel. Hey, y'all heard that Rigo got pulled out of the fight with Casimir and they put Donaire in there instead of him.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all heard about that?
No.
What? Hell
Yeah.
no.
Al Heyman pulled Rigo out of the fight and they gave it to Donaire because it'll be a bigger fight, all Filipino fight. And then Rigondeaux's supposed to be on the undercard, but he don't have an opponent yet.
Yeah, I think somebody was saying that about last week. Was that you, D-Lo?
I don't know. I don't think so. I might have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird though. Shit, but that's a business move, ain't it? If you think one gonna bring in more tickets.
Yeah, I ain't paying much attention to Rigo ever since I quit, man. So I mean, it is what it is, you know.
Shit,
They got
Rigo known for quitting.
yeah, thank you. When he quit, that was like I was so I've been mad at fights, man, but that night, man, I was on fire. I was so mad. I went on what we call talking after. I was so pissed because it's like, dude, like I can understand you quit because you're getting beat up, but the way he quit, and I'm just like, whatever. Like, at least a normal fighter could have just coasted to the end of the fight. It wasn't that much where he just had to stop. So I don't
Yeah,
know. I ain't
we
paying
done,
much attention to him since then.
we done seen fighters fight with broken hands though. Napoleon Armstrong said nobody respected the 140-pound guys Bud fought first time around. So peace. What you mean by that, bro? You just busting here with that, huh? That's your excuse for trying to justify Bud picking Murata?
Cap.
Come on, bro. Bud just got through doing a whole
He's
Instagram, a
he's
whole
emotional and he can't let go.
Napoleon Armstrong crazy, man. You know, you cool with it. If you cool with him fighting 140-pounders and not fighting, not paying that money to fight them other guys, I respect it. But I'm just saying, it don't make sense if you gonna shit on Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia, but you got 140-pounders for your next fight. Come on, Napoleon Armstrong, man. We got to do better. Talking about some peace. Nobody did the first time around. We respected the guy for being undisputed at 140. Come on, bro. Why you bringing that over here with us like we done said something wrong or something? Nicker Snot said, what's the thoughts on Fury versus Wilder? Shit, I think Wilder better come with something more than trying to find the right hand, man. The mistake he made with turning his head, sticking his hands out, moving straight back. I think that was the biggest mistake that cost him his third fight. I think if he sharpen up, you know what I'm saying, and use the ring, hook off his jab, use his jab, I think Wilder would be just fine, man. It'll be like the first fight or even a little more easy on him. Anybody else want to get y'all thoughts on the Fury Wilder for Nicker Snot?
Hey, speaking of that, you know, I guess we could jump into AJ's Marquez coming out talking shit. You know, this it's funny to me, man, that you know, I think Wilder can get it. You know, I don't look, everybody got to understand Wilder is realized, you know, I know he says all these things, he thinks he shit, you know, he feels he got cheated and all these other things, but he knows whatever he had is not going to be enough from before. So he's going to come in with a different game plan. It's going to be excellent. Like, I'm excited to see what he's going to do. And don't get it twisted. Fury's going to do a similar thing, but he's going to bring a little more too. Okay, he's going to be a little bigger. It's going to be a nice fight, man. I think this is going. I mean, hopefully, this turns out to be one of these fights we're talking about for the next 2-3 years, waiting for the fourth fight to come.
Yeah, I think just what. And he got off. I guess he didn't want to give his take. What about you, Jay Brown? You want to get some thoughts on Wilder Fury?
I'll let somebody go. I'll jump on in a couple minutes.
D-Lo got off. Trey, you want to get your take?
Yeah, man. I think Wilder gonna look a whole lot better in this fight, man. Because I used to read articles that, and I don't remember who was saying it, but they were saying how the guy didn't really like to train too much. And I understand that, man, because you're a big puncher. You can get somebody out of there with one punch. So you feel like you ain't got to train as hard as the next man. But I've been seeing that a lot of footage of this dude training, bro. He jumping rope and shit. He more coordinated than I thought he was. He out there, he crisscrossing and all kind of shit with it. You know what I'm saying? Doing his thing. So I'm like, man, this dude seems like he more energized now. He got a coach that's energized, a coach that can communicate with him, and a coach that got a lot of energy. They can get out there and move around with him. Got a little youth to him, and got something to prove. Don't you think he want to get his name out there as being a good coach? So this is his big moment to shine, just like Sugar Hill Stewart had this big moment. You know what I'm saying? So I think Wilder's gonna come out there and fight a lot better. I heard some people say that we ain't gonna see Fury look no better than he looked the first time, well, the second time against Wilder. I mean, we know what we're up against. We know what he gonna try to come with. He gonna step to you. You know what I'm saying? He gonna try to back the line up. And I think they're gonna work on some things to counter against that. And I think it's gonna be up to Fury to see if he can come back with another adjustment. Because it ain't like Fury just like if you look at different like great fighters like a Mayweather, for example. What made Mayweather so great is that he was able to make adjustments so fast. If you listen to Fury, it took Fury all the way to the last round to figure out what he needed to do to beat Wilder. That's what he said out his own mouth. So if he have to make another adjustment, there's no guarantee that he's gonna make his adjustment right away. Because the first time it took him a whole fucking fight to make an adjustment. It took him to the last round, the 12th round. So he might not be able to make another adjustment. And Wilder got all the motivation, man. I think Wilder got a chance to go in there and get the upset. You know what I'm saying? And the odds makers, they ain't crazy. They ain't went too crazy with it. They got Fury's like, I think, a 3-1 favorite or something. So they know Wilder got a chance to put something on his ass. I'm thinking about taking Wilder with the upset, man. I got a little time before I just finalize my pick, but for right now, I'm thinking about taking Wilder with the upset.
Hey, I agree with what Trey said. I have similar sentiments in regards to this fight. I think Wilder's motivation is stronger than Fury's at the moment because he lost something and he's trying to regain that and prove to the world that he is who he says he is. So, you know, regardless of all the excuses, which I couldn't stand and still to this day I hate, and I just want to put something out there. If Wilder keeps bringing it up, then Wilder fans, you can't get mad at people for criticizing him. You don't want people to talk about it, then Wilder should just leave that shit alone and just say, you know what, I'm just focused on July 24th. You know, what I said in the past, what I said previously, that's how I feel, but I get a chance to redeem myself, and that's really all he should focus on. All this glove gate shit is July 24th is what, less than a month away. Like, I don't want to hear no more of this glove shit, man. This man got a chance to prove himself, redeem himself, get his title back, and we a month away, and motherfuckers are still talking about glove gate. Like, get over this bullshit.
Hold on though, my nigga.
Yeah, hold on.
Hold on. I'm gonna differ with you a little bit, and the only reason is because it seems to be fueling him. He seems to really believe in this shit. He believes he was wrong, and he believes that the universe or God or whoever, whatever he believes in, is about to right this shit. That's what he got going on in his mind. And you going into war in this ring, bro. Whatever you need to motivate you, I'm cool with it, man. Like I was disappointed in the excuses early on, but now the fight is made. So he is going to fight. You know what I'm saying? So if this is what he needs to get himself pumped up, and this is what he needs in his mind to put himself superior to Fury, because he feel like in his mind without these tactics, he is better than Fury. Hey, use that shit. Do what you got to do. That's just my opinion, though. You know what I'm saying? Because we going to
I
war.
understand that.
Yeah, ain't no motivation
I
better than that.
understand. I understand that trait, but at the same time, Wilder fans can't be sensitive when he's getting criticized about it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is shit that he keeps saying over and over again. And if you want people to be quiet about talking about it, then you got to tell Wilder to be quiet about it. But he keeps bringing it up also. It's
Hey,
not
but
like
Hey,
I'm. It's
speaking
not
of
like
that,
I'm just going. It's not like I'm just going out of my way to just keep wanting to criticize this man for saying this shit.
hey, voice of reason. Is that you, Warzone?
Warzone.
Voice of reason. You don't
No,
see him?
no, that's D-Lo.
Oh, he changed his thing.
Yeah, he had voice of reason on there. No, speaking of that, like I said, I understand what you mean. Like him, if it like I'm like Tregs, if it's motivation and he's seeing this as revenge and he feels like it's wrong, whatever. But look, it's not. I understand the criticism, like, but we got to have clean criticism. We got to cut out the problem. I think that because I'll keep it real. I'm a Wilder fan and stuff like that. The problem I think I have is the name calling and the belittling and the disrespect and the acting like the dude's an idiot. Or look, the truth of the matter, we don't have proof either way. And please don't tell me that, oh, well, we need proof to. But look, the truth of the matter is, if Fury was a black dude and he had his cheating history, we wouldn't need no proof. You know what I'm saying? People would just be like, "Oh, well, he got caught cheating." If this is Margarito and he was in another fight and somebody said, "Damn, his gloves was messed up," he couldn't come out and say, "Oh, you don't got no proof of that." No, I just look at your track record. You didn't did it before, so that's the issue. Like, the reason people are having a problem with people saying something about him criticizing is because we're acting like it's so far fetched as if he hasn't cheated before.
Manasseh
You know,
Sheikh Zulu. Hey, we about to get to your questions, bro. Just don't go nowhere neither, because you misinformed. But we gonna get to that. But let me catch up in the chat, bro. Good points though. Warzone said, how they trying to skip over Haney for Loma versus Theo rematch? Man, I had no idea. He said, wow. Warzone said, hey Marlo. He said, how they trying to skip over Haney for a Loma Theo rematch? I had no idea, bro. And that's effed up if they is trying to do that. But I wouldn't look for them to do that. You know what I mean? I think the bigger and better fight is Haney versus Teofimo Lopez, not a
You
rematch alone.
you already know they trying to keep everything in house.
In the house. Yep, that'd be Bob Arum's idea if that is true. But he gonna keep losing money though, Trey. Right? Like he say he losing.
Shit. Oh, you talking about with the sanctioning fees and stuff?
No, with that because that's a lesser. They make more money Haney versus what's the name than they would for that rematch. Supposedly they didn't do that good. Supposedly.
Oh, okay. You know, I don't be knowing.
Napoleon Armstrong said he can fight both. He's small, right? Not in my opinion. If you talking about Crawford, he said he was having trouble. He was making trouble for 35 and 40. From my eyes, he was struggling. But you say he's small. I ain't never said he's small. Nicker's not. He said Fury looking loose though. Yeah, Fury said he gonna come in damn near 300 pounds. Napoleon Armstrong said pieces just speaking on my way in. Oh, I thought you were listening to you was referring to what we were saying earlier about Crawford and that and Zepeda and them 140 pounders on his table. So my bad if I misinterpreted. He's basically Bud. He said basically on that statement was basically Bud damned if he do or damned if he don't. Huh? Napoleon Armstrong also said, y'all be misinterpreting a lot of my statements. Hey, I didn't mean to, bro. We spoke up on it. And you had came in and said what you said. I thought that you was listening to what we had said, bro. I ain't if I misinterpreted, my bad. Nickersnot said Wilder looking focused, maybe too focused. Maybe. He said the presser was a joke. Nickersnot said, good take, Trey. He said, I agree. I think Fury may be complacent. Manasseh Sheikh Zulu said Fury cheated, sir. He also said even the judges knew Fury cheated. That's why we're having the third fight. That's not true, sir. You misinformed, sir.
We having a third fight because it was contractually in the contract for a third fight.
Yeah, thank you. It wasn't. It's not because of the cheating. None of that was ever in the play, man. Before the cheating allegations, it was already. Fury said he wasn't gonna fight Wilder, and Wilder was taken to court because it was in the contract to fight a third time, and that's the reason why they went to court, not for the cheating. Wilder clearly said he had no evidence, so how would they go to court and the judge say that they cheated if Wilder didn't have no evidence, bro? But
Whoa. Marlo,
I'm here. Go ahead.
when did Wilder say that?
He said that on Fred, one of them interviews.
He said he ain't had no proof.
He said he done had no proof.
I heard Wilder say
who else heard that?
I heard Wilder say they got he had so much proof that everything that they got against Fury would stand up in any court of law. That was on when he was talking to Fred.
Man, that man said, "Why would I say nothing if I ain't had no proof on?" I think setback video.
When he was talking to Ellie, he was talking about the judge with the Povetkin fight when they switched the judges on the basically when he sued when he won the ruling against Povetkin, then they went back and he had to go back for a retrial or whatever you call it, an appeal. I forget what the term is. And Povetkin won. He was saying that something wasn't right. Basically, he was implying that something wasn't right with the judge, but he didn't have any proof of it, so he just had to let it go.
I ain't, man. I could swear that man said I ain't had. Why would I talk about it if I ain't had no proof? He said He said it was proof. He said it was proof in that Povetkin thing.
Right, and then he said you have all the proof and still end up losing in court. And he said he lost in court to Povetkin in the second hearing, and he said he don't know what the deal was with the judge or something like that. And then he said he know what was up, but he don't have any proof, so he just had to let it go because he ain't have no proof. Then Ellie started right back there talking about the Fury situation, basically.
Yeah, when he first asked him, he said, "Why was you quiet and you didn't speak in the thing?" And the man said, "I ain't had nothing to say because I, you know, what I'm saying, why would I say something? You got to have proof."
All right.
But anyway, my point was he didn't win the third fight because of the cheating, though, D-Lo. That's what you saying?
You're right. Hey, that's 100% fact. It's because it was contractually obligated and nothing to do with the cheating.
Yeah, I mean, but you broke in, so I'm trying to tell this guy that that's not true.
I got you.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to do, bro. He didn't win the third fight because of no evidence of cheating, bro.
Right.
So,
I stand down.
By you saying that, this guy might think that he won the third fight because of evidence of cheating. The only thing I'm saying is I heard him say he had no proof. If I misinterpreted, I ain't got no problem with saying I'm wrong. But I could have sworn I heard that man say out of his own mouth he was quiet because he said he had no proof. I'll go back and watch the shit, you know what I'm saying, to clarify. But I could have sworn that's what he said.
Watch my video on it. Let me get a view and a like. How about that?
You can promote your video, D-Lo.
No, I want you to watch it. I ain't promoting nobody else. I want you to watch it.
Okay. That's what I was trying. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to tell him though is that that's not true. He didn't get the third fight.
Hey, can we dispel this whole notion that Wilder's not an elite fighter? Can we dispel that?
I wasn't even trying to go there, bro. I was just trying to tell this man that he coming over here telling us something that we know that's not true about. He said that the reason why the third fight is happening is because of the cheating, and that's not true. But the elite part, I don't know, man. He got to get past Fury. What you think? What you think?
My thing is that the guy who's telling him he's not elite lost to a fat freaking Louise, right? This guy is calling somebody not elite. At least Wilder lost to someone that everybody universally considers one of the best fighters at heavyweight, right? Yeah. So you both got one loss. Whose loss was better? If we're going to go by losses, what's a better loss? Fury or Ruiz? Right?
I think Fury a better loss.
Thank you. So how could you come out your face and say this guy is not elite?
Yeah.
Like what level are you on, Anthony Joshua? That Wilder's not on that the same level that you're on,
He
and
de-
that's the problem. That's the problem I have when you hear these guys trying to discredit each other.
he definitely a top 3 heavyweight. So if that's not elite, then I don't know. Somebody got that go.
Well, I say all the time, man, any of these guys running around discrediting each other, man, they ain't doing nothing but hurting the sport. You know what I'm saying? Because people like us who support the sport regardless, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, we hear that and kind of just dismiss it like they just trying to pump themselves up. But these casuals who, like I always say, outnumber us probably 1,000 to 1. You know what I'm saying? When they hear that, if they hear Fury saying Joshua ain't shit, because you know Fury be shitting all over Joshua. You know what I'm saying? And then Joshua doing the same to Wilder, he doing the same to Fury. They represent the top 3 heavyweights in the world. So if you believe any of them, then the whole division ain't shit. So
Hey,
why should anybody tune in and watch them? You know what I'm saying? Basically, if you believe them, then they're basically saying this is a weak era in the heavyweight division. So why bother tuning in and watch any of them?
right.
They all
Yeah.
weak as well water.
Yeah. But well, I had something. I just lost my train of thought though. Yeah, but Manasseh, that's not true, bro. And then another thing, Fury do got a history of cheating, a long history of cheating, steroids and everything. He can't fight in the UK. He banned from fighting in the UK. That's why him and AJ is not having the undisputed in the UK. They gonna have that motherfucking Saudi Arabia somewhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Africa. But I ain't never gonna say, I'm not sitting here telling y'all the dude ain't cheating or he got a long history of cheating. But it ain't no proof in that fight that he cheated besides them pictures and the video of him, the way he used his gloves. Not no poison water or none of that. The only thing that I thought probably could have been reasonable is those gloves was tampered with. Hence the dent in the head, the way he was throwing his jab, the way he was throwing his punches. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? I don't even be talking about it, man. But I just know one thing though, that's not true. He didn't win the court case because of no damn cheating though. Eli Zachary said, man, this motherfucker just jumped on me, y'all. Hold on, I don't want to miss nobody come. All right, Eli Zachary said, I'm just ready for the fight. He said, I hope Wilder pulled it off. Everything else, I'm honestly tired of. Manasseh said, physical proof, dent in his head. All right, bro. Eli Zachary talks everything. He said that was about Povetkin. Okay, yeah. Like I said, I go watch it again. If I misunderstood that he said he didn't have no proof, that's why he was quiet. You know what I'm saying? In my bad. But I could have swore, bro. He was all over the place though. So Nickersnot said agree at Eli. Whatever happens, let's hope both fighters turn up. Should be a great fight. Real talk, y'all. Eli Zachary talks everything. Yeah, it said yeah, it was about the contract. See what I'm saying? Oh, Manasseh said I agree. Eli Zachary talks everything. He said the no proof was about Povetkin though. All right, I got you. Nickerson, I say, hey, that's one thing about me, y'all. I go make sure that I'm right before I sit here and go back and forth with you. I could be wrong about that. Eli Zachary talks everything. Said the note. I read that already. Nickerson, I said AJ also knew about the contract, but now he's acting. Now he's acting all supreme, like Fury was up, like Fury was us running. Yeah, he acting weird. Warzone said, lies are the new truth nowadays. Facts. Joshua needs to be quiet after getting dropped after getting dropped 100 times. Yeah. Eli Zachary talks everything. He put Fury down twice. He elite in this era to me as a fighter. I agree. He said we'll have to see if the improvement as a boxer in the ring. I'm hoping that he pulls it off and is in grand fashion. Yeah, I can agree with you, bro. I'm definitely rooting for him. If I eat crow again. Won't be the first time. You know what I'm saying? Warzone said that Joshua fight was labeled the upset of the century. Talking about Povetkin. What's good, hype?
Hey, that's what I gotta correct, because somebody in the chat saying something I totally disagree with. When that whole arbitration team, that had nothing to do with what happened in the second fight. That was based on contract only. So if a judge came out and admitted, oh, the reason I'm make sure this rematch happened is because of you being cheated in the second fight. First of all, that judge would no longer be credible. And then as far as this whole him cheating, if it was proven, if the judge really believed Fury was cheated, wouldn't it be common sense that Fury would be facing some type of legal charges right now?
Yeah.
Come on, man. It should be common sense, but dudes do not be using their brain when they come to Wilder.
Yeah, but
Well, I'll take it even a little further there, man. But the truth, like the arbitration ain't got nothing to do with anything. It's just bottom line. The contract didn't say the third fight's gonna happen unless you get your ass whooped. Then we just not gonna have a third fight. That's just, it wasn't even that confusing. It got delayed. We had a pandemic. You're obligated to take the fight. You don't have to take the fight, but guess what? You might as well fucking retire. This is just that simple. All these other caveats have nothing to do with it. It was just straight contract law.
Yeah. Hey, Manasseh, Sheik Zulu, it's all good, bro. Like I hope it didn't sound like we were trying to jump on you. I just wanted to make sure you got the correct information, bro. A lot of people just be saying anything, man, and that shit ain't true. The arbitration been going on when Fury refused to fight Wilder, and that's why they went to court. All that cheating stuff just came out the blue from some YouTube creator. I think it was a white boy that made the video and broke it down, and everybody started talking about it. You know what I'm saying? That arbitration was still going on. It was going on before then, man. They was going to court before the cheating allegation, and it never was about no cheating. Hey, Eli, yeah, man, that's what I be saying, bro. All that extras, the costume, no, I can't speak on that, bro. I can't speak on the water bottle, but the gloves, you know what I'm saying? We can talk about that all day. It makes sense. You can go watch the fight and you can see he had some tricks up his sleeve. The towel over the camera. It's a bunch of things that happen, but that's the only thing that would make sense. He got a history of tampering with his gloves. The referee caught his ass. Had to go change his gloves. So all that, you know what I'm saying? We could talk about his history about cheating. You know what I'm saying? But to prove that he cheated in that fight, it ain't happened yet, bro. And Wilder made a lot of mistakes in that fight that cost him that fight, bro. And it was more about his skills than it was about the costume or the water bottle. Because early on, everything looked kind of cool. The only thing he did was looked timid. Looked like he was just trying to just wait on the right hand, and Fury was trying to walk him down. You know what I mean? Manasseh said, "Okay, He said I was gaslighting with that. It's all good." He also said, "This good conversation. Appreciate everyone. Real talk. We try to do this every Thursday, man." Nickerson, I said, "Respect to all. Respect, fam. Yeah, we trying to have these good, respectable conversations, man. Try to be all fact."
Yeah, man, we just try to be objective as possible, man. Like, everybody understands we all got favorite fighters that we support and we want to see win, but no fighter is above being criticized for the stuff they say and the things they're doing in and out the ring.
Yeah, that's why I basically get my opinion based on the facts, the things that I see, the things that was said. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving my opinion on somebody else's narrative. You know what I'm saying? Xavier the Boxing Nerd, salute. He said that name is making me suspicious. Oh, he talking about voice of reason. Say something, D-Lo. Oh, he disappeared. Who was that disappeared? Oh, that was Trey.
That'd be D-Lo, man. They be bopping in and out every time. Like his connection loses connection. You feel me? But hey, man, just to expand on what Jay Brown was saying, yeah, man, we chop it up. Like, it's never nothing personal. This is the part about boxing that, you know, we should enjoy the most, is debating different styles and this and that. And the fruition of that always used to be back in the day was that, you know, eventually your fighters fought each other. If I was like, hey, Floyd's style superior to Canelo, and you dudes like Canelo's faster and blah 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 this and that, and then they fight and you're like, oh, okay, on to the next one. So it's never nothing personal.
Yeah, that's what we like to do over here mainly, is talk about, break down the skills. You know what I'm saying? And then when the fight come and we enjoy the fights together, Trey X with the blow by blow, one of us gonna eat crow. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna sit here and talk about it. I done ate a few crows. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ate a lot. You understand me? But I don't know.
I done ate plenty of crow on this motherfucker. It's all good, man.
Hey, but we come back though every time to say we was wrong. You know what I'm saying? The better man win. A lot of people don't even come back, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't even want to come back to discuss what happened, what we saw that, that next week. Xavier the boxing nerd, he said no. The guy saying respect to all. He talking about knicker knocker. Knicker snot. Knicker snot said don't hate what I create, bro. Hey, Hyphy, what's your take though on the overall card? Erickson, Lubin, Tank Davis, and Lomachenko card. Man, what's your take overall?
I think Nakatani chance of winning. I'm picking him to win. I really hope Tank lose, and I would definitely be picking Erickson to win his fight. But I really hope Tank lose, man.
You want him to lose?
Hell yeah.
And that'd be something though. It'd be a lot of shit talking going on if
Hey,
you do.
hey, Hyphy, why you want the man to lose, bro?
I ain't never liked Tank.
Okay. That scene for me, it seemed like I remember you saying something a little while back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna front, man. I ain't much of a fan of Tank either. I don't really like how he talk, but I'm gonna roll with the brother. Like he not. I don't know, man. I just don't relate. But he's a good fighter, and that's why I judge him off on his skills and stuff. So I'm gonna roll with that. You know what I'm saying? Not keeping it personal. Feel me?
My thing,
Tank,
my
my God.
thing, my thing with Tank is it. Go ahead, Marlo.
No,
Yeah.
I was only gonna say Tank, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Lil B Hop, all them my young guys, man. I think that them the ones that got next. Even what's his name at 147 now?
Boots.
From Philly, Boots, yeah, them all my young guys, man. Tank outside the ring, he hard to like. He's a hard headed guy, undisciplined guy, but as far as in the ring, I think all them guys got potential. I want to see
Hey,
him go far.
I agree that Tank has a high ceiling, but that's part of the reason that turns me off about Tank. I see all the talent and the ability, but his dedication to the sport, that's what's deterring me from him. You know what I'm saying? For me, really being back in his corner and be like, yeah, Tank is going to be that one because those other guys you named, like Boots and Haney, those guys are putting tremendous amount of work. They eat, sleep, and breathe boxing. You can tell that's all they about and that's all they do, is trying to get better. Tank has a lot of God-given abilities, and I feel like he's resting on those abilities more than him putting that energy, more of his energy into boxing and not the outside stuff. So I'm hoping that his undisciplinedness will, with age, I hope he matures into that fighter who just perfecting his craft constantly and get on his energy in the boxing and training, other than outside the ring. That's my biggest fear for him is outside the ring ends up taking over, what his abilities could have been in the ring. And I don't want to be 7 years later talking about Tank, what he could have been because, he allowed the outside to be more of an influence. So that's my biggest fear with Tank and why I don't really put a lot of credence into him at this point because of that. Him missing weight on scales, he's moving up, he's still missing weight. He's still having problems with his weight, having, fat camp. How do you get to really work on your skills if you constantly trying to tear pounds? That's what I'm saying. That's the part that turns me off about Tank the most.
Yeah, that's crazy. But other than that, though, you know what I'm saying? I think he got potential, man. I thought he was gonna end up like Broner, though. But he proving me wrong. He getting away from that. Somebody had to pull his ear and get him away from that. But if he was still hanging with Broner and the influence, I can agree with Hyphy assessment. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be a likable guy. But somebody put him away. In the interviews, he looking like he growing up. But on the scale, he look like he's still the same, though. Motherfucker started off camp losing weight. That's kind of crazy when you're moving up, though. Warzone said Crow ain't that bad with some hot sauce. Hey, L ate so much Crow he grow feathers. Eli Zachary talks everything. He said it's a bunch of old vet tricks that are in the sport of boxing. He said they put the old rub. He said they put the old rub on, fam. He said his team. He said his team better be on point this fight. Yeah, they better check everything. Nickersnot said, dribbly draw suit better. And we gonna change your name to him, Xavier the Boxing Nerd. He said, just finished the record of Tippy Larkin. He said on Wikipedia, 134-15-1 with 57 KOs. Incredible. Yeah, that's impressive. Napoleon Armstrong, he said, I can't begin to tell y'all what crow tastes like. She's nasty, huh, bro? Eli Zachary talks everything. He said, damn, laugh my ass off. Antonio Ariano, salute, fam, what's good? He said, Marlo, what up? He said, the Clippers lost, B. He said, he still got the Suns in 6. Yeah, I still got the Suns in 6. Eli Zachary, he said, will the zone make Andre versus GGG? Man, that a lot of us don't think so. I know D-Lo said he don't think it's gonna happen. Joe Brown said he don't think it's gonna happen. King Louis said that. King of King. I don't think so, man. But I'm hoping it happen. That'll be good for boxing, especially coming from the zone, man. They be putting on some terrible cards, man. Their cards is hard to watch, and it'd be like 10 of them motherfuckers, 10 fights on.
Hey, and this is coming from a channel that what Marlo's saying about the zone cards being crap. This is coming from a guy, him and Trey, that buys every single pay-per-view, every single fight card, and call these fights. So they're going down the list of all. If you break down all the cards and you look at where the best fights have been coming from in the last year, it ain't even close.
Yeah, that's why I be asking people. Like, I hear people say, "Oh, these so and so the zone fanboys, PBC fanboys, or whoever fanboy." Ain't no fanboy just because you telling the people exactly what you see. The people that's giving the best fights is coming from PBC, and they only give you 3 to 4 fights a card. They ain't giving you 9 fights a card, and all 3 of them fights they be tough fights. They put you in tough over there, man.
Yeah, but PBC have been like that from day one. Think about when they put Harrison in there with Willie Nelson, and that was like on CBS or some shit. Like that's the truth of the matter is you guys want to blame us for the zone making these mismatches. That's not our fault. We just point it out so we can get better fights. It's like these dudes act like they're in a gang or something. We the zone get like grow up. I don't care.
Yeah, even Top Rank don't put on hell of a cards. You know what I'm saying? They ain't that far away from the zone, man. It's like they put in, they only do in-house fights mostly, and then when they do, they go grab a fighter that they believe that can beat somebody from the zone. They ain't fucking with PBC fighter. They cards don't.
No. Do you remember the original knock that they tried to make on the PBC with some? Look, now that we got PBC been around for years now, we clearly see what the move was, and all the fights that we claimed that we didn't get have gotten at 147. They've all happened. So, like, what's the complaint now? Like, what are y'all talking about? The biggest heavyweight fight that ever happened. I mean, this didn't happen the last few years. Happened because of the PBC. So let's cut the crap. Like, I don't understand. Like, who cares? What? Because Al Heyman is affiliated with the PBC, so we got a problem, or you don't like. I mean, because he's quiet, or I don't know. It's just stupid stuff. If you're not getting a fight, you're not getting a fight. The zone's not making that GGG fight. GGG is not going to take that fight. There's going to be no incentive. They pay the dudes the same way, no matter who they fight. So why would he take that Andre fight?
Man, people selling it over there with zone. Especially look at the best fight Canelo had on the zone since GGG was Billy Joe Saunders. You know what I'm saying?
Al Heyman, he's overpaying these fighters. Right. What are you talking about, Marlo's Corner? You don't know nothing about boxing.
Hey, GGG ain't fought nobody since Canelo. Andre ain't fought nobody. Jaime Munguia ain't fight nobody. GGG last fight, he was in a tough fight versus what's his name, Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? So like they put it on. I ain't lying, y'all go watch them. The app is $20 a month. They used to be $9.99. Go buy it. Them fights still on there. Y'all go tell me if I'm lying, huh?
Yeah, GGG had another fight after that. He fought that same guy that Jaime Munguia just stopped last week.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Shoot, no, Triple G stopped him in 6 rounds, 2 or 7 rounds or something.
Oh,
And the reason,
another
if you
fight
think,
nobody wanted to see.
Yeah, I ain't checking for GGG, man. I'm being real, bro. He said out his own mouth he ain't fighting nobody but Canelo, and he been holding on to that ever since.
Hey, but keeping it trill, I think the thing that irritated us, because you're like, you know, if you're being objective about it, the criticism that everybody had for the PBC, talking about all these 147 pounders ain't fought each other, is the same criticism I carry over to the zone. You have all the 160-pound fighters. For Andre's best fight over there to be some random dude is ridiculous. Like, you have a bunch of 160-pound fighters, and he ain't fought no good competition except for about to get the Saunders fight, but he got popped for dope, which we shouldn't be surprised because he's been popped. Like, it's like, that's sad.
That's not true. The PBC 147 pounders, they all fought each other. The only ones they fought was Keith Thurman and Spence.
Exactly.
Unless you want to talk about Bud. But I'm just saying.
But like you said, he don't even count because we could put him in the same category that I put Jamal Charlo. Like, exactly. You're in the wrong house. So the truth of the matter is, like I said, so everybody was hating on PBC back then, but we've gotten every one of those fights. The DAZN still hasn't done that. If they make the Triple G Andre fight, I'll be like, okay, cool. I'll give them a huge pass, but that's never going to happen. They can never get big fights done, if you notice that. And the one time they try to get a decent fight, that every time they do try to get a decent fight, which AJ was supposed to be carrying the mantle, he came over here and had a panic attack and got knocked out.
Yeah. And when I say they need that fight, ain't the shit no be like me and Eli, we asking, and y'all ain't got no confidence in this fight happening. We should be saying this fight should happen, but with the zone, how they move, no. Hey, Cornelius Witherspoon, salute, family, welcome. He said, man, just enjoy Tank for what he is, and excellency power. Yeah, we do. That's just hyphy opinion on him, man. I ain't mad at him. Antonio Ariano, Marlo, you got AD3 in your top Lakers. Great big man. Nah, probably be like 6 or something.
My thing is, Marlo, if they're gonna apply pressure on PBC, they need to apply it across all these other promotional companies. You know what I'm saying? I keep hearing that Eddie Hearn's the best promoter, but how is he the best promoter when his biggest fighters haven't produced? You know what I'm saying? As far as do we not forget that he said this is a transatlantic takeover? Yeah. And what happened when his biggest fighter that was on that moniker, Anthony Joshua, had the opportunity to showcase himself at Madison Square Garden? What the hell did he do?
Hey, look, it's 19 people in here. I hope a lot of y'all follow the sport. Throughout the years, since the zone been around, what promotional company been giving y'all the best fights, whether it's free or on pay-per-view? PBC, Top Rank, or the zone? You know, it ain't. I just want to know if it's just me. Who y'all think? Who been giving up the best fights over the years, whether pay-per-view or for free, bro? PBC, Top Rank, or the zone? Jay Brown.
Hey, he lost the biggest fight that could have showcased the zone, could have got everybody on board with pushing Anthony Joshua in the United States. What happened is he had to go back over in England, tuck his tail, and now the zone is strictly UK based. Like that's not the best promoter, if you ask me. You don't lose negotiations to Bob Arum, you know what I'm saying, on a mandatory, you know. You don't get swindled with the arbitration ruling and not doing your due diligence. You got most of the fighters, the top fighters at 160. You've had them over there for the last 3 years, 2 to 3 years, and you don't make one fight with any of those top fighters. And your app desperately needs those big fights to be able to promote itself globally. That's not the best promotion team to me. That's not the best promoter to me.
All right.
But when you mention this type of stuff, you hating on Eddie Hearn. These are all facts. All you got to do is bring it up on Google. All you got to do is look at the interviews. All you got to do is look at the circumstances.
I heard him say that you're a fanboy.
Hey, everybody's a fanboy when they're stating facts, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, man, this ain't no fanboy comment. This is facts. It's on video. You go watch the cars. And a lot of people don't be watching them. They just be talking. Because if you watch the zone cards, if you pay that $20 a month, you'll see that shit horrible. It ain't even worth 20. I'd rather pay the 20 when it's a fight that I want to watch, and I'll pay for the rest of that month. That's how I'd rather do the zone than consistently cough up $20 every month, which I do though. I'd rather do it that way, bro. Like I don't even be tripping off that bill unless it comes. I got to make sure I got it because this fight, I want to see this fight. Like that's the kind of shit the zone got going on.
Yeah, then keep it to expand on what Jay Brown was saying, man. The truth of the matter is, if you look at the zone, the only reason we even get quality fights is because of Golden Boy. Because I mean, if Canelo ain't over there, that damn network, that thing is dead. We got to be all the way trill about it. And so, speaking of Eddie Hearn, he lets his own greed. Like that's not a good promoter when you, first of all, you don't bring your fighter overseas. Again, look, truth be told, he should have brought him over here against some bum. I'm just gonna keep it real. He should have brought him over here again. You so arrogant. You sitting there looking at Ruiz, looking at his weight, thinking that this guy can't fight. And it's like you're not doing no research. All you had to do was pull up the Parker fight, and you would have seen like, oh man, we can't have this dude be the stand-in, and we need to call Curtis Martin on for a rematch or something.
Hey, that fight and said this big motherfucking fight.
Yeah, I mean, common sense will tell you, first of all, like I said, but he don't even. I think that's my biggest problem with Eddie Hearn. He don't even really understand boxing. To me, he don't understand basics of boxing. Look at his mat. Look at the shit he does. Like it's just stupid. Like people think that's promoting. You talking shit, but your fighter's not getting quality fights. That no legacy fights. He can't name one fighter that he's got a legacy fight for. None. Even his biggest, strongest buck, Anthony Joshua, ain't got none. And then he comes out, he can't even get no clout without throwing Wilder's name into the conversation every time he says something. Like it's like nobody even talks about you until you mention somebody else's name. It's ridiculous. But your promoter out here getting played by old ass Bob Arum with some old game. Like you stupid. Bob Arum told you whatever you wanted to hear. You was running around here like a chicken with your head clucked off, talking about, oh yeah, we got this, and you didn't know nothing. Like you didn't do no research. So that's my problem with him. You can't be a good promoter that you don't even understand the sport and how it runs in a different country. And then you had to fall back to the UK, a market you already had. So what did you accomplish? You can't be the greatest promoter if you can't promote in the United States. It's just not possible.
Right. Hey, go ahead, D-Lo.
Now I was gonna say I give him credit that they got Klitschko out of retirement to fight AJ. You know what I'm saying? I think that was AJ's marquee fight. That was his coming out party, and they almost overplayed their hand with that one because if Vladimir had went for the kill, he probably would have stopped. Probably could have stopped AJ after he had hurt him. But even with that, under the advice of Eddie Hearn, AJ took all of that momentum he had coming off that Klitschko fight and just flushed it down the toilet every time somebody brought Wilder's name up. And him and Eddie Hearn act like Wilder was Count Dracula. So you know what I'm saying? It's like on one hand he got him in a good position, and then right after that he basically helped AJ take it right back away. So that's not the hallmark of a great promoter.
Yeah, he got a whole history of just talking and not enough action.
Hey, no, the worst part, like I said, about him not understanding the sport is for him to even let AJ slide out there and ask for that $50 million. And then just so disrespectful, talking about proof. Think about the stuff we didn't heard him say that we ain't heard. Proof of funds, flat fees. When's the last time you heard some stuff like that?
From Al Heyman.
Thank Al Heyman. Yeah. Thank you. Al Heyman went into his personal safe and got the 50 mil. He's like, there you go. Because he's smart enough to know how much money that fight was going to generate. Because you know what I'm saying? Like even Tyson Fury just said in that last fight he had with in a loss, Wilder got 53 mil. That was a $200 million fight. And no, here's the funny part. It was 50 million. And then if it goes to a certain part, it goes 50-50. But if it had only went to 80, he still would have made way more money than that. Like he didn't even have an understanding, but Eddie Hearn wanted to control him so bad, he couldn't let him know that, hey, this potential, you can go out here and make so much more money for yourself. It's that same mentality that I kind of feel like Bud got, man. The same mentality, like that motherfucking white dude can't tell you no wrong. And it's just stupid.
Eddie wasn't gonna tell him that because Eddie was gonna keep that extras, whatever extras, 100 million he was gonna keep. He wasn't gonna tell him nothing like that. Hey, Nickerson, I said, he said, what y'all think about this whole MMA boxing crossover going on? Nobody.
Who's moving over now besides Clarissa? I mean,
What's his name? Silva. Silva beat up on Chavez Jr.
oh man, look at that, man. Are we gonna even count that fight? Chavez Jr. Man, come on, man. Look here. Let's keep it all the way 100. Like, okay, at the end of the day, they're still both of these dudes, regardless of what discipline you come in, they're both fighters. So somebody has a potential to whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? And Silva is actually a stand-up kind of fighter that can punch. So I didn't even watch it. I saw the highlights. I'm like, oh man, this dude didn't embarrass himself. His dad then had to come out of retirement just to redeem the name because this dude's out here just embarrassing himself. And like I said, once again, remember I told y'all that one night we have not seen one prime boxer go over to MMA. It's always all these washed up dudes. Clarissa is the only one that's done it. So there isn't nothing to say about it. You feel me?
I like it. I just need the heavyweights and other fighters to bring out this boxing towards these MMA fans, these YouTubers, whatever outside entities that's coming into boxing. The real boxers need to put on these shows and make these fights to catch these eyes and keep these eyes in the sport. That's why I like it. You know what I'm saying? It's really just like exhibition type fights. It's nothing significant, but it do bring extra eyes to the sport. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like it. Other than that, I don't know, man, because it don't. They're not. It's not like they're gonna do anything like go for a title or put their name in the hat to get a rank in or nothing like that. It's just that one time little show. So it's entertaining, but I be wanting our fighters to step up. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want that Andre and GGG fight. We need that for the zone. They need some good fights over there, man. It's been a lot of trash. So I would like to see that, man.
Yeah, who's the Canelo fight going to be under with when he fights what's the white dude?
Plant. I'm waiting to see that because I'm thinking that it's they already had that little talk, Canelo and Al now. Al won him a 3-fight deal, 2 or 3 fight deal. Plant and a Charlo. And the third fight was supposed to be for whoever Canelo wanted. Canelo turned it down and went to go fight those fights at the zone. So I'm thinking that contract is gonna be like a 2-fight deal, maybe a 1-fight deal, and it's gonna be on PBC. I'm thinking that because he done with the zone. That was his last fight that I heard of, and I ain't heard nothing that he.
Yeah, he had already juiced the bag. He didn't already. It was originally it was like 10 fights or some bullshit like that, but they reconstructed it. So that shit he can leave whenever he want. That's what I'm saying. If the zone don't make some of these other fights, it's a wrap. And they doing it like it's just like, man. Like, that's your biggest dude. People like, Canelo fans will watch whatever. But the truth be told, like you said, them dudes are paying for the pay-per-view or they just paying for 1 month and then they just dropping it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you basing your thing on subscription and it's $20 a month. And a lot of dudes ain't going to do that for no cheesy fights. For $20 a month, you should have at least one marquee matchup every other month.
We get better fights for free, y'all.
Hey, did y'all hear Eddie Hearn in the post-fight presser after the Saunders fight with Canelo?
Yeah, the way he was kissing Canelo butt.
Yeah, he was kissing his ass. He shitted on Andre. Yeah. And then basically, I think before Andre came in or after when they started talking to Eddie was basically talking about the Plant fight that they were trying to make that, of course, Canelo's going after Plant. And he was saying that, he hopes that Canelo would continue to do business with the zone, but if Fox, wins the bid, then the fighter end up going over there. But the zone was going to try their best to, try to get it. But the zone will do something ridiculous, just because they're desperate like that, because of, like you said, if you take the Golden Boy fighters away, they ain't doing nothing but bringing a bunch of Mexicans over there getting their damn fighter beat up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they were doing a while. You know what I'm saying? When they ain't got Golden Boy fighters on, they bringing unknown Mexican fighters over there, and they were beating up those damn matchroom fighters.
And they would be coming known after that.
Hell yeah. So so they need to keep that Canelo fight over there. So they might, they might go there and just make a ridiculous bid that Canelo can't turn down. But then again, Fox got the pay-per-view element. So, but the zone will do that too. You know what I'm saying? They'll do whatever they got to do to get that fight. So I'll be surprised if they don't get it. But then again, like you said, if Canelo had already, told Al when he get to that plant fight that he gonna, we never know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't want to
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
If that came out. No, I'm saying that they had a talk.
Yeah,
And
I remember all that.
yeah, it was a 3-fight deal, and Charlo and Plant, and the third fight was free for him to pick whoever. Well, he went to the zone to go do what he did, and now his contract is done. I'm thinking they're gonna end up falling back to that original deal. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a 2-fight deal or something like that. That's what it's looking like. But we'll see though, because I still ain't heard nothing with him either signing with the zone or talking to Al again. I ain't heard none of that kind of talk lately. So
I heard tentatively September 11th, Caleb Plant. That's what I've been hearing out here. Nothing has been final, but if you're looking at it, the zone can't afford to lose a Canelo or Anthony Joshua at this point. Anthony Joshua's last fight with the zone is Usyk. So, and Eddie Hearn done put all his eggs into the zone basket. He didn't re-sign with Sky Sports. So this is all or nothing for Matchroom Boxing. I don't know what they're gonna do if Canelo decides to go get some of this pay-per-view money with the PBC. What do you do here? Because that's the one who's been really carrying the zone for the last couple of years, Canelo.
but see, I think they messed up by charging the app, and they ain't gonna be able to. I don't think they fans gonna be interested in paying $50, $60, $100 for a pay-per-view, and when they paying $20 for that DS. It sounds funny. I'm just being all the way honest, bro. That's what knock a lot of their numbers off, bro. They saying they losing money too. I just think that they need to deal with what they got in house already. Boo Boo versus GGG, Mangia versus who can Mangia fight over there?
Andre?
No, I'm saying I already gave Andre the fight though.
Yeah, but he's Andre. He's mandatory.
Yeah, but okay. So let's say Mangia and Andre. I think Andre beats both of them. So who GGG gonna fight? That's gonna be a good fight on the zone.
He gonna fight Marauder.
But
No, see,
McGee,
I'm asking about a good fight. Not no.
but McGee hasn't even activated his mandatory. He still got to activate that.
He keep passing it up. But I'm just saying, if he needs to fight it, they need to kick it. I don't, man. Just to change the subject for a minute, man. I wish these sanctioning bodies would kick these guys out of the ranking when they get up there to number one. And you know what I'm saying? Like it's a difference between just being number one and actually being called on as the mandatory. That man got called on as the mandatory and turned it down. That's how Liam Williams ended up getting that fight. So, you know what I'm saying? To me, I feel like if you get called on as mandatory, you don't want to fight unless you're injured. You need, especially if you fight right after that. Yeah, he should have dropped all the way down to number 10 or something. I mean, otherwise he's just in the way.
Yeah, let me catch up in the chat real quick, y'all. Nickerson said, good or bad for the sport? Is it taking money from the sport? Nah, I don't think so. You talking about the MMA thing? Nah, I don't think so. Eli Zachary said, does Jamal fight Andre, Eubanks, Jacob, Benavidez, or Canelo for his next fight?
Jacob trying to fight at 175. Everybody keep talking about Jacob, but he's trying to fight Zerto Ramirez or Joe Smith. He's trying to get knocked out by Zerto Ramirez or Joe Smith Jr. at 175. So I'd be surprised that he fights at 168 or, well, definitely not 160. But I mean, honestly, if Jacob fights at 168, it ain't but one person I want to see him in the ring with, and that's Gabe Rosado.
Oh, Rosado. But he already fought Rosado though. D-Lo?
Yeah, and his ass lost and got a decision win anyway. Run that fight back.
Right. What y'all think? I'll give anybody want to say? Well, I was going to say, I think Andre to be a good fight, Benavidez to be a good fight. Canelo, I don't know about Canelo being running from since 54. Eubanks, I'll take that fight too. Danny Jacobs, I think he way out the picture. Danny Jacobs touching M's. He ain't trying to fight old boy. He ain't trying to fight Jamal. But Next, I don't know. I love to see that either one of them names I named next, but I don't know, man, because they're not on the same under the same promotional company. Eubanks probably be the most. Eubanks or Benavidez will probably be the ones that can be negotiated.
I
But
think
I
I
don't
think
know
Eubanks went back to
the zone.
because I think he did, man. Something happened because they were talking about him for Jamal, and that fight never happened. And I think it's out of frustration with that fight not happening. I think he went back, what I'm saying, and signed with Matchroom. Something happened. I don't want to say he signed with Matchroom, but maybe he on a one fight deal or something. Because where did he fight last? He just fought not long ago. Was that on his own? Y'all
I
remember
don't know.
Eubanks
I
fought
thought it was on
somebody.
PBC.
Roy Jones in his corner. Who did he fight? Y'all remember?
Yeah, I don't
Or what?
know.
I don't remember who he fought or what network it was on either, man. I thought that was on the zone, but I know they were talking about him fighting Andre, though. I will say that.
Yeah,
Andre's dad actually talked about it too.
you could be right. It probably was on the zone. Derek Bailey in the building. Salute, bro. What's good? He's saying salute. He says he's talking to everybody. D'Lo, Eli Zachary. Salute, bro. What's good with it? Eli Zachary. He said exactly what I said. GGG and Jacobs caught hell from Sergey. Benavidez's opponents. Uzkatagi lost to Korobov, and Canelo arguably lost to Trout and Laura. So why people shitting on Jamel? I had no idea, bro. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't know. They say Trey point was valid because he said, "Oh boy, was a 40-1 underdog." But other than that, I don't had no idea. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have an off night. You know, he
I'm
dominated 12 rounds.
let me say this real quick. I've been thinking about this shit too, and I know I'm over here eating and shit, but y'all just got on this topic real quick, so let me go on here. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna go on here and change my stance a little bit because like I just got to understand that Jamal is not a technician. Like he's not a master boxer. He's more of a fighter. Like he's more of what's the Texas Cobra dude name? Donald Carey. He more like a Donald Carey than a Mike McCullough, for example. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna take him for what he is. He's gonna put I'm expect like let's say I compared him to a football team, right? I'm expecting him to be like a 38-10 type guy, and he really more like a 42-28 type guy. That's cool. He's still winning, you know what I'm saying? But the defense is giving up a little bit more than I would like. But the offense is just, pretty good. So it's gonna compensate, you know what I'm saying? But that makes him like an action type of fighter. I like calling action fights. I used to say my favorite fighter to call was Jaime Munguia, and I be saying like I like Navarrete. You know what I'm saying? He's just like an action type of guy to me. And I was getting frustrated with him because I wanted him to have like these great, amazing defensive skills and all this kind of shit. His defense is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's good enough where you can win your Super Bowl with it, but it ain't the '85 Bears. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. He is what he is. He a fighter. More like a Billy Conn type motherfucker. Go out there and put combinations on your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go ahead, D'Lo. You want to say something?
Now, I was gonna say his handler should have figured that out as well, and they probably need to consider that when they're matching him up. That this guy probably gonna if his defense is leaky, he's gonna allow guys to be in the fight and make tougher than should be expected type fights. Because if you really go back and look at some of these other guys he fought, now I'm not talking about the Dennis Hogans and the Highland and those guys, but I'm talking about like take for instance Brandon Adams. Brandon Adams was getting to him, but Brandon Adams just didn't have enough pop, and he was a smaller fighter. You know what I'm saying in many ways, and he was not in his weight division. But if the handlers know that, then they may want to be careful matching him up with another guy that is like the guy he just fought, but also has a record that doesn't look very appealing. Because you know what I'm saying, for us, we can forgive that and say, hey man, we know what we saw. that guy looked better than what his record was and better than the odds. But like I said, they're not trying to win us over. They're trying to win these casuals over. And when these guys see a record like that, and then they go out there and see a performance like that, and they see a champion, you know what I'm saying? Even though they saw a great fight and they ought to be glad to have seen and hope to see many more like it, the criticism gonna come out. And of course, you got people that just hate anyway. But it's like you're selling this guy to me as one thing, and then when we get in the ring, we heard all these people criticize his opponent and say he was a cherry pick and he's gonna run the guy over. And then when he gets in the ring and it plays out like it does, it's not gonna be very appealing to those people that just came in thinking that they were gonna see one thing and then they saw another.
Yeah, you also got to remember, like I know some people say, well, the odds ain't always right. That's true, but it's two sides to the coin. Like, let's say you got a 40-1 underdog. It could mean that the underdog was undervalued or he was underestimated, but it also could mean that the favorite was overvalued at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It go both ways. So if you see like a big number like that, it could be a combination of both. Both the favorite was overvalued and the underdog was undervalued. It could be a combination. You know what I'm saying?
Like AJ versus Ruiz. Huh? Hey, can you see the chat? I gotta go run to the bathroom quick.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't know where you was at though.
I'm at Manasseh. Manasseh Sheik Zulu. Everybody said PBC hands down. Warzone said PBC gives the best fights. And then Eli Zachary talks everything. He said PBC definitely give us the best fight. All right.
Yeah, PBC definitely giving us the best fights. Wilder, Fury, Spence, Pacquiao, Undisputed, Charlo versus Castano, Casimir versus Donaire, Lubin versus Rosario, Tank versus Barrios. Yeah, man, I wanted to talk about that Charlo and Castano. I think that's gonna be a tough fight for Charlo, man. I didn't really know nothing about the Castano dude. I saw that he was 181-1, 5-5 as an amateur. They said I read that he beat Earl Spence twice in the amateurs. He beat Sergey Derevyanchenko in the World Series of Boxing. I did get a chance to watch that fight. He didn't just straight dominate Derevyanchenko. I mean, Derevyanchenko went out there and got right with his ass, but I guess he did enough to win. You know what I'm saying? But he a tough guy and he a different type of guy, man, because he's short. And like, you know, sometimes like you equate somebody being shorter than you to being a disadvantage, but people that know how to use that shit, like a Mike Tyson, for example, that can be an advantage for them. And I think he that type of guy, man. This dude is pretty explosive. He throw combinations. I think it's gonna be a real tough fight for Undisputed for Jamel. I think Jamel gonna beat him. They got Jamel as like a 2-1 favorite. It might have went up to like a 2.5-1 favorite or something like that. So the odds makers think it's gonna be close, but this guy is definitely gonna come fight back. And he said that he can guarantee that he's gonna make Jamel suffer. That's what he says his goal is, to make him suffer. So he coming to fight. I think it's gonna be a good one. I can't wait for that shit. I think it's next month on the 17th or some shit like that. Y'all know anything about Castano?
Yeah, man. I'll say I've been trying to look him up, man, and watch some of his fights since you and I talked about it, or you said something about it in my chat about a week ago or something. But I will say, man, in that Laura fight, although I felt like Laura won the fight, I know I saw why a lot of people felt like it could have went the other way. I also saw why it was a draw. But at the same time, I'll be 100% honest. Laura, my favorite fighter in boxing. So it's possible that I looked at it, you know what I'm saying, swaying I'm wanting to give Laura a round. But the one thing I will say about it, man, is that, when this guy fought Laura, of course, he was an up-and-comer, so, he's going to fight the guys that nobody else wants to fight. And, you know what I'm saying, save for her, Laura was probably the guy at 154 pounds. You know what I'm saying? He was the dude with the name that, you know what I'm saying, people knew, that people, felt like guys didn't want to fight. And it kind of rang true. You hear guys talk about wanting to fight Laura, but then every time it came time to make the fight, you know what I'm saying, it seemed like it just kind of, the story of the fight being made just went away. And then, Hurd finally got him. But we saw, to me, I think what we see in Hurd today is a byproduct of him going through that fight with Lara. I think a part of it. I ain't gonna give Lara all the credit. But I think a lot of why Hurd suddenly, became so beatable was because of what he went through with Lara, and not only just what he went through, but what people saw in that Lara fight. So I got to give Castano a lot of credit for how his fight with Lara went. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a guy that didn't have that much professional experience going into that Lara fight, the guy held his own, and he made the fight closer. He took away a lot of things that Lara does great. Lara was just landing that straight left hand on him like he does on a lot of guys. And that Lara wasn't able to just box him at this. Like, he was crowding Lara. He did a lot of things that tell me that, if he could take these things away from Lara, it's hard for me to just say that he can't go in there with Jamel and make a tough fight of it. And possibly put himself in position to, get to the finish line and might be up in the air on the scorecards at the end. But like I said, I'm still studying the guy, though. I'm still trying to get more footage on him and get more of a take on it. But I like him. I like him. I like the fight. I think it's a lot better fight than we would have got if it had been the Brazilian. I forget his name, Teixeira. I think it's a lot better fight for Jamel than what the Teixeira fight would have been, because that was a fight that we were hoping would have happened instead of him having to fight Castano first. So, I like the fight. I think we're gonna be in for a treat.
And plus, Teixeira didn't have the amateur background like this guy too. Like I said, this guy was 181, 5-5. You know what I'm saying? So you got the amateur pedigree and shit. But I'm gonna go ahead and take Jamel because of the Derevyanchenko fight. I saw that Derevyanchenko came to him with strength, and that gave him some trouble. And I feel like Jamel is probably one of the stronger junior middleweights out there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's gonna be a problem for him. If Jamel really steps to him and put pressure on him instead of trying to box, because if Jamel go out there and try to box him, I don't think that's going to be the right move. That's going to be exactly what this guy wants, because that's what he used to. You know what I'm saying? But if you go out there and step to him and back him up and put him on this back foot, you know what I'm saying? I think that'll be your best shot. So hopefully that's what Jamel saw that same fight.
Hey, I think Castano pretty much a perfect fit for Jamel. I think he's gonna be walking to a lot of combinations. He ain't no guy that's a everything jab to get in. He like to walk right up in there and let his hands go. I think Jamel might stop his ass.
Only thing about him though, bro, is when he throw his punches, he got this thing about him that he throw it when you least expect it. That's the only thing that's one of the things that's kind of worrisome to me about this guy. He got this little thing. I would have to just show it to you on film. You know what I'm saying? But he know how to throw that punch right when you like he got your timing. Like he know exactly right when you about to throw a jab or something. Right when you about to throw that bit, he'll have a punch already on the way. So when you lift your hand up, boom, he done already threw it, and it's real sneaky. You know what I'm saying? He got a little something that he can bring, but I think overall I'll take Jamel because I feel like he's got the tougher strength of schedule, and plus he's the bigger, stronger guy. He's young in his prime, and he's a strong guy. And I saw that strength gave him trouble with Derevyanchenko.
Yeah, I got him too. I think Castano gonna be tough to get up out of there, but I think he shouldn't have no problem with steamrolling him.
I'm right there with Dre Aja right there, bro.
You said Dre?
Yeah, Dre Aja. He say Canelo last call was trash. I'm gonna read it until you find it. You see it?
I got it. Yeah, he said Canelo last. You talking about the Saunders? I think Canelo was losing the Saunders fight till that eye got tapped. That's what I think. Hyphy say the ghetto bird flying over my area. Got to sit this one out. I'm be in the chat. He said, did Trey X touch on Cobra versus King Tug yet? Oh, did you? I didn't even know that. Did you see that fight coming up? Little B-Hop Prime Time versus King Tug.
What, he about to fight him on short notice?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's the guy that's gonna replace Gamboa.
Oh man, that's pretty good. I think King Tug is silver medalist. I don't remember what his amateur record was. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I know he got a whole bunch of fights, probably 300 or some shit like that. But I know he was a silver medalist. I think he might have been a southpaw too. I think I called that fighter he is against Gary Russell Jr. I had picked him to beat Gary Russell in the upset too, and ain't crowing it. Now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, he a pretty good fighter. He had some trouble with the speed from Gary Russell Jr. though that I remember, and I know that Little B Hop got some real good speed, so Little B Hop should be able to beat the guy with the speed. You know what I'm saying? And plus, Little B Hop, I know you might look at somebody like him as like a step up or something. But Little B Hop was actually he fought Austin Dooley in like his third fight or some shit like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was real early. You know what I'm saying? Like he was fighting pretty good competition, like kind of quickly, because he fought like 3 undefeated fighters, like back to back to back or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So this is the type of shit that he good for. He would go out there and outbox this guy, put the speed on his ass, and beat him by unanimous decision.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get him too, man. If y'all remember, I think y'all called that fight when King Tug fought that Kobe Breedy guy. That was I think we called him like little Tim Bradley or something. Real muscular dude. Y'all remember that fight?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was man, that guy was putting all kind of hands on King Tug. And I think it ended up being like a split or majority decision or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It was a pretty close fight for a while. I want to say King Tug might have dropped the dude, and the fight still ended up being a split. But I might be wrong about it being dropped. But it seemed like he was an army dude or something, man. You know, I might be wrong, but it seemed like he was some dude that was like had been boxing in the military or something, and then came a pro boxer and all that. But wherever he came from, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, King Tug had some issues with that dude, and that to me, just looking at how he looked in that fight, I can't see him getting past not Cool Boy, getting past what's my man name? Prime Time. Getting past Prime Time on short notice. I just can't see it. Maybe he was training for a fight already against a similar type opponent, but I just can't see it. Not on short notice, especially.
He might get stopped.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, bro.
I'm thinking that too.
If he come out looking like he did against Gary Russell, he might get stopped.
Because he had trouble with speed, man. If he ain't, I don't know, man. And then it's hard to train for Lil B Hop in the first place because he ambidextrous. So he gonna be out. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get you some sparring partners on short notice that can imitate that style. So,
Yeah, he got a hard fighter from PBC. Put you in tough, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Eli Zachary said Brandon Figueroa versus Cool Boy Step. That's another one I'm looking forward to. He said that's another one. He said that's 7 quality fights we got coming for real, man. And they sitting here talking about some fucking fanboy.
Hey, Cool Boy Steph on my list of my favorite fighters that act like fighters. He on that list with Jamel Charlo and Josh Taylor. Yeah, I got Earl Spence Jr. He like number 5 or some shit. Cool Boy Steph on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got him. He ain't taking no light touches neither.
Yeah.
Eli Zachary said, damn. He also said Gabe Rosado. That must be something y'all was talking when I was gone. Warzone said ESPN is better than the Zone. $5 a month, you get boxing and UFC action. I agree with that. The Zone is dead last, man, when it comes down to these quality fight cards. Mark Blake, salute, bro. He said, peace, fam. Salute. Eli Zachary said, Rosado just knocked out Beck and Bully and called out Mongia. Yeah, hey, that knockout that Rosario delivered, that shit was pretty as a motherfucker. That shit was set up perfect. Oh boy, walked himself into a goddamn pillow, man. I had to go watch that. That shit was perfect. Perfect setup. Somebody who else talked? Oh, I think it was Hop. Shout out to Hop. He said that reminded him of Pacquiao getting knocked out by Marquez. I believe that's who he referenced that to. Eli Zachary said
yeah, it looked the same. It was that. Hey, that was that crybaby pose, Marlo.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, bro.
Hey, Taylor almost did that to Ramirez on the first knockdown.
Said his he walked in right into the front door to get knocked out. He just backed up, I think, twice. As soon as old boy came forward that third time, he threw that bitch and landed it. Nice. Hyphy talking to Eli. Xavier said exactly. He said strip people like Ryan Garcia when they decline title shots. Unworthy, real talk. He also said no baby belt. He said if you want grown ups and try to get the long time title. I mean, if you won't grow up and try to get the long time title, yeah, man. Warzone said Jacobs at the end of the road, like Boys to Men, huh? Oh, Eli said the zone. Eli Zachary said Castano and Laura had a good fight. Laura's second half was much better. Yeah. Nickersnot said peace. Take care, everybody. Good talk, boys. Thank you all. Hey, appreciate you for coming by, fam. Hey, don't forget this weekend, man. We're gonna be on the fights as normal. Got a good fight card this weekend. Come join
All
us.
right, now can't be called Nickersnots and then call us boys on the way out the damn door now.
Oh, Nickersnots. Hey, yeah, though. Shit, I'm caught up in the chat, man. What y'all want to get off? Y'all want to close it down? Going on 3 hours. Y'all know we can always chop it up in the Bizak. Who want to go first?
I'll get us out of here. Just want to say thank you, Marlo, and everybody at the platform Tregs. I appreciate y'all. I'm looking forward to the fights this weekend, and it's gonna be on one, man. I'm hoping to get this special delivery from Atlanta, so we're gonna see how that work out. You feel me?
Right. What about you, Jay Brown, D-Lo?
Hey, man, appreciate the platform. Like always, man, it's always good to come and talk boxing with the fellas on Marlo's Corner, Trey man. Getting the insight, getting the vibe from the chat, man. We ain't always going to disagree, but we always going to have our opinions, and we can always come together, man, in the sport of boxing this way, man. This is what I love about the sport, being able to voice your opinion, state the facts, and just look forward to all these good fights that we got going on this weekend. That's the main thing. So I'm definitely going to tune in Saturday, man, when Trey called his fight, man. Marlo up here giving his take on round by round. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. Appreciate the platform, man.
Appreciate y'all, boy. D-Lo.
Hey man, my son just walked in here trying to talk to me. So I just want to say, man, I appreciate chopping it up with y'all. Appreciate everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to chopping it up again on Saturday. And we enjoy a good weekend of fights, man. Everybody stay safe. Until then, I'm out. Peace.
Go, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate everybody. Shit, I'm fucked up, man. But look, we're gonna be on these fights these weekends. We're gonna call a frog out of well in this bitch. I'm rested up. I got a good gas on deck. A whole bunch of calories, you know what I'm saying? Like little snacks and shit that I can eat while I call the fight. So I'm ready. So we're gonna have some fun this weekend, and I think it's always a good thing. Like when it comes to the pay-per-views, I don't really like paying the money, but they always feel like holiday. They feel like a special day when you got a pay-per-view fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why that is, man. Maybe I'm brainwashed or something. They done put that they done put that consumer virus on my motherfucking ass or something. But I'm looking forward, man. But I just appreciate everybody. I ain't gonna talk y'all to death, but much love to everybody, man. 100.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, it's always fun, man. That's why we try to be consistent, man, to keep this Thursday vibe going on, man. Y'all feel free to jump on the chat if y'all want to get in and join the round table, man. We're going to try to be consistent with it. Don't forget, this weekend, Saturday, we're going to be on the fight. Come join us. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, like, share the video, man. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all always come through rocking with us, man. It's always fun sharing these boxing knowledge, man, and what's going on in the sport. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Until next time, don't forget to tell them haters and trolls, the fuck out my gym.
You heard it.